Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, June 2nd, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some Sunday afternoon MLB baseball action for you. Los Angeles Angels versus the Seattle Mariners. This is the rubber match, game number 3 of 3. First pitch will be here in roughly 9 to 10 minutes. So let's cue the music. I'll take a look at the thumb, and then I'll go over the starting lineups. Happy Sunday, everyone. Let's get it. And on the thumb, on the left, we have Taylor Ward. And on the right, the hero last night with the grand salami, J.P. Crawford. Now let's get into the starting lineups for your first visiting Los Angeles Angels. Leading off for the Angels, playing third base, Luis Rengifo. Batting second, playing center field, it's Mickey Moniak. Batting third, DHing tonight for the Angels, Taylor Ward. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, first baseman, Willie Calhoun. Batting fifth, playing left field for the Angels, Kevin Pillar. Batting sixth, catching this afternoon for Los Angeles, Logan O'Hoppe. Batting seventh, playing right field for the Angels, Joe Adele. Batting eighth, playing shortstop for LA, Zach Neto. And batting ninth, playing second base for the Angels, Kyren Paris. And on the mound for Los Angeles with a 2-4 record, an ERA of 5.08, Griffin Canning. And let's get into the starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners, playing shortstop for Seattle, J.P. Crawford. Tridents up, baby. Let's go. Batting second, playing third base, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Batting third, playing center field, no-fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching tonight for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth, playing first base for the Mariners, Ty France. Batting sixth, playing left field for the Mariners, Luke Raley. Batting seventh, DHing for Seattle this afternoon, Mitch Garver. Batting eighth, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. And batting ninth, getting his first major league hit last night, second baseman, Ryan Bliss. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 4-6 record, started off the year 0-4 and is starting to pick up the pace with an ERA of 3.28. Our ace, Luis Castillo. Let's go, Luis. I'm ready, baby. Let's get it. And just like on every stream I go over multiple times in the stream, make sure you're taking care of your mental health. You only have one. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of us are going through on the daily or have gone through in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness, make sure you make minor adjustments to your daily routine. Exercise, cut back on the partying. Don't drink so much booze. Eat a little bit better. Go for a walk with your pet. Spend time with friends. Listen to music. If you actually make the effort to make minor adjustments to your daily routine, it can help you get back on track and it can help you win the day. Big facts. Let's get it, baby. Angels, Mariners. First pitch in about 4 minutes. Let's go, baby. I am ready. And just like on every stream, we're going to shoot for 20 to 30 likes and 100 in the donos. Let's go. Mr. Williams in the building. How are you? I saw that your post based on that Instagram that you just dropped there. So it looks like you're having some fun this weekend. Hope you're having a fantastic day, my guy. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you. Daniel in the building. What's good? I will. I hope you're having a great day. Lauren in the building. What's good, brother? How are you? Let's get it, baby. Let's go for the sweep. You know, we had an opportunity at that, a few games back, but, we fell short. We do have the easiest schedule out of any team moving forward, so I am ready. Let's go, baby. You feeling under the weather, Lauren? You got the flu? That's unfortunate. I saw those photos of you and your son and your wife having some fun outdoors and whatnot. I hope everyone is doing good there with the fam. And I'm ready for some Sunday baseball. Let's get it. I think I have to close the curtain. The sun is starting to come out, even though it's a rainy day here in the Pacific Northwest. But let me close the curtain so I don't have as much of a glare on my face here. Give me one sec. And we'll be ready to go, baby. Angels, Mariners, game number 3 in the set. The Mariners are going for the sweep. On May 31st, the Mariners won 5-4. Yesterday, we won 9-0, and we're trying to end up getting all the brooms, Harry Potter style, and we are going for the sweep, baby. Let's go. All the bobbleheads have been bobbled. Randy Johnson, Dan Wilson, Julio, Ken Griffey Jr., Ichiro. I am ready. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. And we got NASCAR Cup Series on right now as well, so I'm double dipping, making sure I keep up on that. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I do like the lineup today. JP, right, leading it off. We got Hollywood Rojas back into the lineup. We got Julio in the 3-hole, which I think he does better, in the 6-hole. But if they want to keep him at the 3, that's completely fine. Cal Raleigh at the cleanup position. Ty France is getting hot. He's starting to look like the all-star that we had in 2022 with Julio. Luke Raley, always a guy that I love in the lineup. Mitch Garver, this could be a different player in this particular position, but unfortunately they have not given up on Mitch Garver. But for the time being, hopefully he can do some magic here today. Dominic Canzone in right field. And I feel that Dominic Canzone should be the everyday right fielder over Mitch Haniger. And I would put Mitch Haniger at DH over Mitch Garver. And I know that sucks for Mitch Garver fans or people that love his game. A lot of those Texas Ranger fans, but that's just my personal opinion. And then obviously we got Ryan Bliss, the rookie that just got called up, got his first major league hit, couple stolen bags yesterday. He's got speed. So I'm ready to go. But again, if we're going to have a DH, and you have to look at the lineup, think who's not playing. So you got guys like Dylan Moore and Mitch Haniger. I would rather have those guys playing DH because it gives us a better chance to get on base. And obviously running the bags, that's going to be a little bit better than Mitch Garver. And I'm not completely giving up on Jorge Polanco and Mitch Garver, but let's be honest, with all the things that have happened so far up to this year, where the pitching was pretty good early on, then we kind of hit a wall. We're still in first place. We're the #1 strikeout team in baseball in the last 100 years. right? We're 5 games, 6 games above 500. We're first place in the American League West. So even though we have a lot of these issues of being a bottom 10 hitting team, here on Lou Gehrig Day, we're trying to make a nice little run, and hopefully we can end up getting the sweep here. We got the easiest schedule out of 30 Major League Baseball teams from here on out. So there's no excuses. All we got to do is just take care of business. And as long as we take care of business, we should be around 90 to 95 wins when it's all said and done, and first place in the American League West with the Rangers in second place. Let's go. I liked Garver when he was the backup catcher a couple games ago. I thought that, that's better than Sebi Zavala, but I just don't know. Mitch Garver can't hit. I know he could do a little bit of that on the Rangers, but him and Polo, I don't necessarily want to move them to AAA, but again, you have to be able to have the best players playing, and you can't have any, special treatment. And again, I know that we paid money for these guys, and it can get political. And just like in anything in life, when you're on your sport team growing up and you got the coach's son is terrible, but for some reason he's the 6th man on the team. We know how that goes, right? In life and in sports, there's a lot of politics, right? But again, I just want to be able to have the best chance to win with the best lineup. So for me, I would rather have Haniger or Demo at DH. But again, I feel that they feel sorry, for Mitch Garver. They brought him in over to give us that World Series experience. Unfortunately, he's probably been the shittiest player in the starting lineup for us. And it makes you think, even though we had problems with Vogelback, home run or strikeout. Mike Ford, home run or strikeout. Carlos Santana, home run or strikeout. But let's be honest, if we had a choice between those other guys or Mitch Garver, I think most Mariner fans would rather have Mike Ford or Carlos Santana, and maybe even a Vogelback come back to the team. But it is what it is, and maybe by some kind of divine miracle, maybe this will be a decent game for Mitch Garver. Let's go. Exactly. And again, I'm going to call it how I see it. I'm not going to give any special treatment. If Julio's playing shitty, I'm going to call him out. If he's playing great, then we're going to give him the praise. But no one gets protected on the Seattle Mariner team. We have to make sure we keep it real. We're not biased. If they're doing good, great. If they're doing shitty, we got to call them out. And we have to give suggestions on maybe what we can do. All right, here we go, baby. Let's go. And on the mound, you know who it is. It's our boy, Luis Castillo. Little blooper right up the middle to first to Ty France, 1 away. Luis Rengifo, sit down. Let's go. Good start there for Luis Castillo. Sorry, Luis. You should have been a little bit more patient in the box. Went for that first swing right in between the legs of Luis Castillo. Hit him with the nutmeg in soccer. Next up, center fielder, it's Mickey Monia. Go Mariners. La Piedra. And hopefully we don't have to worry about Los Bomberos, and we can get 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and we can find a way to get it done. Popped up. Should be an easy routine foul ball here. Julio's right there, no fly zone. Yes, sir. Popped up, 2 away. Great start, baby. Sorry, Mickey Mo, not today. Next up for the Angels, DHing this afternoon, Mr. Everything since Mike Trout isn't on board, Taylor Ward. And we've been able to contain Taylor Ward in this series, so that's a good sign. Let's go, baby. Nice pitch by Luis Castillo there. Ward batting .264, 11 home runs, 34 ribbies, and he's leading in almost every statistical offensive category since Shohei Ohtani's on the Dodgers and Mike Trout has been injured. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 1-1 count to Taylor Ward. Come on, baby. Let's go, La Piedra. Let's go, baby. Let's go for 8 to 10 Ks today, just like we do with every pitcher. Castillo, Kirby, Miller, Gilbert, and Wu. Ward goes towards the gap, hits the wall. Damn, stand-up double. Ground rule double for Taylor Ward, and as soon as I say that we've been able to contain him, he said, hey, not so fast, hey, you might have contained me in game 1 and game 2, but not game 3. Damn. Next up, first baseman, Willie Calhoun. Exit velo on that hit by Taylor Ward, 106.2. I see you. Come on, Castillo. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Let's try to get to 10 likes within the first hour, and then we'll get the next 10 to 15 in the last hour, hour and a half. And we always shoot for 100 in donos on every stream. Help your boy out. It'll help us with the algorithm and the metrics once we get those likes on the board. Let's go. 0-1 pitch to Willie Calhoun. Pitches inside, almost hit him. 1-1 count. And if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do it for your boy. We got 7 more to get to 10, 6 more to get to 10. We got 6 people on the YouTube side, 17 on the Twitter/X side. And I know it's an afternoon game and it's early. People have church and, they have movies and other things that they got going on in their life. But your boy's going to grind, and I'm always going to try to do as many games as I can of the Mariners. 2-1 count to Willie Calhoun. And out of the 162 games, my goal is to do 140 out of the 162. At least 140 or more, which is more than any other streamer on YouTube or Twitch. So, popped up. Luke Raley there. There we go. 3 up, 3 down. I like that start, baby. And on the mound for the Angels, 2-4 record with an ERA of 5.08. It's Griffin Canning. Let's see who's up here for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners, shortstop with the grand salami. And that's how you get on the thumb the next day for your boy. It is J.P. Crawford, my boy. Batting second, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. And batting third, center fielder, no fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up. Let's get it, Julio. And even though he hasn't had that same kind of swing for home run power like he had in his rookie season and last year, he's starting to see the baseball a lot better. He's not really forcing it as much. He still is forcing, within the first couple pitch, from the opposing pitcher, whether it's in the strike zone or not. But luckily, he's seeing the baseball a little bit better. And I think the pressure is a little bit off where he knows he doesn't have to get 40 to 50 home runs for this team to be successful. You can get 20 to 30 home runs and we're still going to be just fine as long as you're getting timely hits, timely RBIs, and you're moving guys over. So you're starting to see him hit the ball with that exit velo in those singles, doubles, and triples rather than trying to go yard on every single swing. And that's what the problem was in the first maybe 30 games of the year. Every swing, he was trying to hit it out of the park, and that's not helping the Seattle Mariners. Big facts. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 218 average for JP. We got nobody in the starting lineup batting over 300, but it doesn't fucking matter. We're 33-27, baby. 20-11 at home, and we're wheeling and dealing. Let's go. It can only go up from here, and I'm really being genuine when I say this. If the pitching can get slightly better as well as the bullpen, and we can be a top 15 hitting team in Major League Baseball, we could end up being the #1 team overall. And hang right there with the Orioles, the Yankees, the Braves, the Dodgers, and the Phillies. I honestly think that because you got to think with all the problems that we've been having, #1 strikeout team, bottom 10 hitting team. Sometimes the pitching is a little suspect. The bullpen has been suspect. But with all that being said, we're still first place. We're still one of the top 10 teams in Major League Baseball today. And if we can make some minor adjustments, I think we can climb to being #1, #2, or #3 overall. It's going to take some time, but I think that we could do it. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count on my boy, J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. Smash that like button for your boy. 18 singles, 6 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 home runs, including that grand salami last night. 1-2 pitch from Canning. Pitch is outside. 2-2 count. Let's go, JP. Two pitch. Check swing. Did he go? You got to be kidding me. Went a little bit too far. 1 away. It's all right. You'll get him later, JP. Next up, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Takes a pitch for a strike in the middle, or 1 count. Let's go, Hollywood. Oh, 1 pitch. Pitch is outside, 1-1 count. Rojas batting .276 so far here in 2024, 1 for 3 in the series. We can get better, baby. We need you, Hollywood. We need to have that same type of production that we had from you in the first 30 games. Last 15 or 20 games, it's been a little bit of a drop-off, but I know he can get hot again. Pitch foul back behind the plate, 1-2 count. Bottom of the first, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. 1-2 pitch to Hollywood. Pitch is low, into the dirt, 2-2 count. Good eye by Hollywood. Let's go, baby. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Love you, and I appreciate you. Let's go, Hollywood. Get back on track. 2-2 pitch. There we go. Yes, sir. In between the gap. Go, go, go. Try dance up, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You just got to talk it into existence. You know, a guy's been struggling a little bit. You just have to give him some praise. The sports gods are listening to the stream, and they said, you know what? It is time for Hollywood to get going. And there we go. A nice double with 1 out by Hollywood Josh Rojas. Let's see if Julio can knock him in. Next up, center fielder, no fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Try dance up, baby. Let's go. 273 average, 4 homers, and 23 ribbies. And I would assume most individuals would have hoped or wished that Julio was sitting around 10 to 15 homers at this point. But we know he can get hot. So I think that, you know, realistically, he's not going to hit 30 or 40 home runs this year. But he might have a chance to get to 15 or 20, you know, before the season is over, even though at this point, you know, we're 60 games in. We got about 100 to go. So, you know, he's going to have to get hot in the month of July or August or maybe even this month in June. But if he can go back to back to back in maybe, you know, 3 or 4 games, or he can hit 4 home runs in 4 games, you know, that can definitely elevate the average and get those numbers a little bit higher. But even if he only ends up hitting, let's say, 15 or 16 home runs, if he's batting close to 300, got a good number in the RBIs, and he's being a good teammate, that's all that matters. You know, what would we rather have? Julio hitting 50 home runs and us being in last place, you know, or having Julio hit 15 to 20, a down year, but we end up being first place in the American League West. Rojas is caught. Go, Rojas. Run away, run away, run away. Run, Rojas. And then Julio goes to second. All right, there we go. So at least it wasn't for nothing there. Good thing Julio was paying attention. Ended up going to second base as Hollywood got caught in between the base paths. And we have 2 away, but we still got a guy and runner in scoring position. Not the most ideal play. Could have been a double play at some point or another. So at least it wasn't that. But good for Rojas to go back and forth to give time for Julio to get to second base there. Nice job. Next up, big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Bring that electricity to the lineup, baby. I think they're going to be going back to the old uniforms. Hopefully the bigger numbers, bigger letters, and going away from that Fanatics crap. You know, again, I even like the grays that they don't really wear anymore. I like the bigger font. It looks better. Yeah, it might be a little bit thicker, and they might, you know, sweat a little bit, but as you've seen with the photos of the guys sweating in the newer jerseys, it's like see-through for the top and the bottom. It's not ideal. And as far as fans are concerned, who the hell wants to buy a jersey from Fanatics where the lettering is so little, where every adult jersey looks like a kid's jersey? Not for me. You know, I like the old school style, and I know you do too. And I know we got the creams out here today, which I love with that batting helmet. But again, a bad move of going with Fanatics and going cheap. And we've seen that happen not only on the NHL side, but the MLB side. And hopefully it doesn't go into the NFL side, you know, moving forward, or the NBA, because those jerseys that they normally wear, you know, for the 2024 season are ridiculous. But I think there's been a lot of clapback from not only the players, the owners, and the fans that buy these jerseys, that hopefully they'll go back to where it was. We just want good quality jerseys, right? You look good, you feel good, you play good. You don't want anything that looks see-through that's shit, right? Bottom of the first, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Runner at second, 2 outs. Julio is there after the rundown on Hollywood. 3-1 pitch to Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Come on, baby. Big swing and a miss, 3-2 count. I like the Northwest green, the teals. I do like these cream jerseys that we got going on. In one of the games that I went to in Julio's rookie year, my best friend Justin ended up getting a Julio cream. It was sold out, but he ended up getting like one of the last ones. And it looks a little bit different with that off-white cream color, but I kind of like it. 3-2 pitch from Canning to Raleigh. Runner at second, Julio with 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. Drop back behind the plate, foul. Keep fighting, Cal. Let's go. Three-two pitch. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Nice K there for Canning. We'll give him some love. It's okay, Cal. We'll get him next time. We're not biased here. We're not haters. We'll give Griffin Canning his love. 2-4 record, 5.08 ERA. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Not bad for Griffin Canning with a 2-4 record and an ERA of 5.08 coming into the game. I see you. End of the first inning, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Next up for Los Angeles, in the 5-hole, left hitter, left fielder, Kevin Pillar. Batting second in the order this inning in the 6-hole, catcher Logan Ohapi. And batting third, right fielder who hit a grand salami a couple days ago, Joe Adele. Let's go Mariners. I mean, I think the Northwest teal is much sexier and it looks better than the creams. The creams are not the best jerseys they have. And in all honesty, if they replace the cream jersey with the gray or the blue jersey with the gray, I would rather go back to that gray look that we used to wear, in the Felix Hernandez era, the Griffey era, and every era really before this new era. But again, hopefully that'll be something that comes back at some point or another. But again, it's nice to have options with the helmet, the hat, and the jerseys and the pants. Not everyone is going to be like the Oregon Ducks on the college football side where you have like 20 combinations, but it's nice to be able to switch it up from time to time. All right, we need 4 more likes to get to 10. We got 11 people watching on the YouTube side. Only 6 people have smashed the like button. So we got 5 more of y'all that can help your boy out. So if you are watching, please smash the like button for your boy so we can get to 10 within the first hour. And then we got another 15 people watching on the Twitter/X. Let's go. Yeah, the Teals are one of the best jerseys overall that Seattle has ever had. 100% agree with you. Pillar shows bunt, takes a strike right down the middle. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Pitch is outside, but called strike, about a foot off the plate, but we got that one. And I don't mind if we get calls like that, but I want to make sure that it's 50-50, that Canning is going to get that call as well. I don't want it to be biased one way or another. Pitch is outside, 1-2 count. The worst thing that you can have is like an Angel Hernandez that's going to be biased for one team and not another, or a hater towards certain players. And when pitches are strikes, he calls ball, and balls are strikes. But we know that he's retired and he's walked away from the game. But that doesn't mean that there's others that are like Angel Hernandez that are still umping today. Pillar got hit by the pitch. Ouch. Hopefully he's okay. Got hit there right on the wrist. Pillar goes to first. Next up for the Angels, catcher Logan Ohapi. Come on, Louise. David in the building. What's good? Yeah, it's raining heavy here in Oregon, that's for sure. And it's supposed to be raining for the next 3 to 4 days, it looks like. But again, I know if you appreciate the rain for flowers and trees and the grass and nature. Obviously we've been at a point where we haven't had consecutive days in rain in a little bit, so it'll be good for nature to be able to get caught up with that rain. But as far as me and Paisley walking, the rain won't stop us. We went this morning, we got rained on a little bit, but we still enjoy it. 1-0 pitch to Logan O'Hoppe, fouled back, 1-1 count. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday, David. I got the NASCAR Cup Series race recorded on my DVR that I'll end up watching after this game is over, which is going on currently right now. Great day. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by O'Hoppe, behind in the count, 1-2. Go Castillo. La Piedra. 1-2 pitch. Try to jam him inside. Foul. 1-2 count. Let's go, baby. Let's get it, Louise. One-two pitch. Pitch is high and outside. 2-2 count. Come on, Louise. Find that control. Find that zone. Pitch is low and outside. 3-2 count. And congratulations to the Florida Panthers for making it to the Stanley Cup over the New York Rangers. So now we just have to figure out if it's going to be the Dallas Stars or the Edmonton Oilers that will join them in the Stanley Cup final. Edmonton is up 3-2 in the series. They need one more win, and they will advance to the Stanley Cup final. Cal, throw to second. Get him! Got him! Yeah, baby! Cal Raleigh is a fucking phenom at defense from the double knees, baby. Let's go. I'm not sure if there's a better catcher in Major League Baseball this year at throwing guys out. He's definitely top 5. And with these stats that he's been accumulating within the last few games, he might be number 1, number 2 at this point. Let's go. You want to run and try to steal a bag on Cal Raleigh? Good luck. Good night. There we go. Hell yeah. 2 away. And that really does slow down the momentum, for a team that's trying to get their runner in scoring position at second and third instead of, having a guy at first, right? When you can get that guy out, it definitely, it's like an uppercut to the jaw. It definitely stuns them, and it obviously stuns the growth of that, streak and that Uncle Mo and that momentum that they're trying to drive after losing yesterday 9-0. Love it, baby. Cal Raleigh, you're the fucking man. Yes, sir. Pitch right down the middle to Joe Adell for a strike, 1-2 count. I love me some defense. Top of the second, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch to Joe Adell. Let's go. Takes a strike looking. See you later. Sit down. La Piedra, baby. Let's go. Nice start. Aaron Moose comes out for that one. All right, we want to try to get to 8 to 10 Ks a day. Let's see where Louise stacks up here. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Nice job. That's my boy. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning, and let's see who's up next for the Seattle Mariners. Next up for the Mariners in the 5-hole, first baseman, Ty France. Nice to see Ty finally get into a nice little rhythm. He struggled early in the season, but he's been really clutch, and it's starting to remind me of the Ty France that we had in 2022, not the Ty France in the beginning of the year that was reminding me of the 2023 France that was a little overweight and a little bit banged up and injured. Nice to see you wheeling and dealing, Ty France. Batting second in the 6-hole, left fielder, Luke Raley. And batting third, DHing for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. And at some point, Scott Service, I know he feels sorry for Garv. and, having to be able to put him at catcher a couple games ago to see if that could help spark, his batting average. The guy can't hit, but it's plain and simple. He can't hit. So again, if we're going to have him in the DH, isn't the whole purpose, right? It's like if you're a DH, that means normally you can't field and you can't defend. You don't really want a guy that can't hit playing DH, because that's the whole point. You're a designated hitter, right? So maybe we should swap that out with Mitch Haniger if we're going to have Dominic Canzone be the everyday right fielder. In my opinion, that's what we should do. And I know Haniger and Polanco and Garver are kind of decent, not big names, but they're decent names, right? And I know their ego and their pride might be a little hurt, but if I'm going to go with the right fielder, who's going to make more plays on offense and defense, Haniger or Dominic Canzone? And for me, it's Dirty Dom. He's already shown that he can dive for, balls in the outfield and save big plays. He's already made 3 diving catches within the last 5 or 6 games. And I think Haniger can do okay over there as well, but I would rather have Haniger at the DH and Canzone obviously in right field, Julio at center, and Luke Raley in left field. Little chopper towards first, throw to first, 1 away. Damn it. Come on, Ty. Next up for the Mariners, left fielder, Luke Raley. But everyone's going to have their opinions on these players, on what they like and what they don't like. And not everyone's going to agree with me, and I don't think I'm right about everything. But I just, I observe, I watch every pitch, I watch every game. I'm doing a lot of film study. I do a lot of reading. I follow all the beat writers. I follow all the, individuals on Twitter/X and social media that aren't linked to the Mariners, that deep dive in the stats. And I'm just not feeling, Polo and Garv, man. Unfortunate, but at least Luke Raley panned out. Throw to first, 2 away. Little blooper there to the shortstop. And I get it. We paid a lot of money for those guys, but at the end of the day, it's not about how much money we paid. It's about the production that we're getting on the field. And we're not getting a whole lot out of Polo, and we're not getting a whole lot out of Garv. It's unfortunate, but true. But at least we have guys that have surprised us, like Hollywood Josh Rojas and Dylan Moore. So, again, it's not like it's been a complete loss. We've had 2 guys step up for the 2 guys that we thought that were going to be, the guys for the Mariners. So, all right, here we go, baby. I don't got a whole lot of confidence in you. 161 average, 5 home runs, 14 ribbies. You did have that amazing walk-off where Polo got a base hit. We were down, right, 1-0, and then Garv ended up hitting that walk-off homer, and we won 2-1. But since then, what have you done for us since this point? Not a whole lot. And it's unfortunate, but just true. 0-2 pitch from Canning to Garver. Oh, there we go. Garv kind of half-assed it right there, running to first, but he got safe. There we go. Thank God. The sports gods are like, all right, yeah, you're right. He has been kind of shitty. Let's try to get him to first base at least so maybe he can have a 2-hit day today. Nice job, Mitch Garver. And maybe just the fact that 2 players were diving for the baseball right there. Ooh, I don't know. He might have been out. Wow. He might have been out. I just saw the replay there. It was very close, but I guess we'll take it. Next up for the Mariners should be the everyday right fielder, Dominic Canzone. Big swing and a miss. And so far with this Paul Sewald trade to the Diamondbacks, now we got 3 guys that are getting a lot of time, and Rojas, Canzone, and Bliss all in the starting lineup today from that trade. Canzone shows bunt. Takes a ball, 1-1 count. 179 average, OBP of 243, 433 slugging, and an OPS of 676. And I know Haniger can hit, but I think that Canzone is a better defender. And Canzone can come up with big hits and big home runs as well. So, oh! We got an error by the Angels. Wide throw to first, and Canzone is safe. Let's go. Dirty Dom. In the zone, Canzone. Get him a calzone, baby. Next up, second baseman, Ryan Bliss. Canzone safe at first on a throwing error by Paris. That's what happens when you end up having a player that never plays, that plays in a game. How are you going to throw this so wide left? Are you throwing it to the pitcher or are you throwing it to the first baseman? My goodness. Well, we know Kyron isn't going to get a whole lot of playing time after that play. Jesus. Good for us, not good for them, though. All right, we got runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Let's go, Ryan. You had your first major league knock last night. You have a lot of speed on the bags. You're very undersized and short, 5'6", 165 roughly, but we love it. You know, as long as you can steal bags and you can be a threat in the box and you can defend, hey, we're all about that life. And we got a lot of guys in the minors that are going to be called up at some point or another this year or next year. Montez, Ford. We got a lot of quality studs. I can't wait to see them get called up and what they can do. Bottom of the second, runners at first and second with 2 outs. Canning already 30 pitches in. 1 for 7 this season. Bliss going back to the warning track almost. And that is it. We leave 2 stranded. That's all right, Ryan. You can get a hit later on. We're still knotted up here at 0. End of the second inning. Angels, Mariners, 0-0. And if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. See if we get close to 10 yet. And then we got 35 people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. We want to try to hit 20 on the likes or more and 100 in the donos. Support your boy, support the brand. Often imitated, never duplicated, NWSF. Let's go. All right, we still need more people. We got 18 people on the YouTube side. How the hell do we only have 7 likes? Come on, you guys. Help your boy out. It takes 1 second to smash that like button. 18 people watching, and we got 8 people that have slashed the like button. Let's go. Let's get it into gear. You know, we want to be able to grow this channel. Let's go. 2 more likes to get to 10. 18 watching on the YouTube side, another 15 on the Twitter/X side. And the people on the Twitter/X side, they don't have a comment or like button, so they have no excuse on that end. Help your boy out, support the brand. And again, if you don't feel like commenting and you don't feel like donating or sharing, that's fine. But the least you can do is if you're watching me every day or watching the stream, hit the like button. It takes 1 second to do it, please. All right, baby, let's go into the lineup for the Angels here in the top of the 3rd. Due up for Los Angeles in the 8-hole, shortstop, Zach Neto. Batting second with that throwing error in the last inning, second baseman, Kyron Paris. And batting third baseman, Luis Rengifo. Let's go Mariners. Appreciate that, Brian. So far, Castillo, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Canning, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Almost an identical stat line, besides 1 extra hit there from Canning. All right, we're in the top of the 3rd. Let's go, baby. Due up in the box, Zach Neto. Chopper towards third to Rojas. Throw to Ty France. Got him. 1 away. Next up for the Angels, second baseman, Kyron Paris. And we've been doing really good with the likes, from the support, getting 30, 40, 50, within the last few days. So I want to kind of keep that momentum going, especially when our lead mod, Matt, is on vacation for the last 10 days in Hawaii. Little blooper by Paris. He's like, I'll make up for that error that I had earlier in that bottom of the second inning. Nice hit by Kyron. That'll help get his confidence back after that terrible throwing error. But it didn't lead to any runs, so, no hurt, no foul. Next up for the Angels, third baseman, Luis Rengifo. One of the more reliable players on the Angels this season. Scotty Mack in the building. What's good? Absolutely. We got the easiest schedule out of any team in Major League Baseball, the rest of the year. And there's going to be a few tough series, with the Rangers, the Guardians, as well as the Twins. But we got a lot of White Sox and Angels and Athletics mixed in June. So we should be able to dominate this month and win probably 70% of our games or more, you would think. And we will have an opportunity to sweep, 1 or 2 teams at least this month. and we can maybe start to extend our lead on the Rangers and Astros in the American League West, and hopefully catch up to the Orioles and Yankees for the best record in the American League overall. Top of the third, 0-0 Angels and Mariners. Runner at first. Rengifo fouls at top. Towards first base. Foul. 2-2 count. How are you? Let's go, M's. What part of Hawaii are you in right now? My boy Matt, my lead mod, obviously is in vacation in Oahu, but he lives in Hawaii, so he's just going from island to island for a vacation. I guess that's what happens in Hawaii sometimes. You know, you go from one island to the next instead of being in the lower 48 and going to Hawaii for a vacation. But I hope the weather is great where you're at, and go Mariners. Top of the third, 0-0 Angels and Mariners. Runner at first, 2 outs. Next up for the Angels, it's Mickey Moniak. Pitch right down the middle with a dribbler. Throw to first. There we go. Leave that runner stranded. I like that. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning. Luis Castillo not giving up 2, 3, 4, 5 runs early on. And this is the Castillo that we like. Remember, Luis Castillo going in, into the beginning of the year, he started off the year 0-4 with no run support. It was terrible. And now he's 4-6. So he's starting to find his way, after a very, very rough start, considering he's supposed to be our number one guy, the ace on the Mariners in the 1 spot. All right, let's see who's up here in the bottom of the third inning for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in the bottom of the third, 0-for-1 with a K. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 1-for-1. Third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. And batting third, it's center fielder, 0-for-1, no fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up. Let's get it, baby. 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. Let's get it, baby. Oahu, nice. My buddy's going to be, he's already been there for a few days, so I think he's got like 4 or 5 days left. He's about halfway through his vacation in Oahu, so. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's help the algorithm. And the more people that we can get to comment, share, like, dono, it really helps overall the performance of the channel. And we got 11 people that have smashed the like button. We still got 18 in the room on the YouTube side, 22 on the Twitter/X side. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We need 9 more, and we're already at the goal. And if everyone that was in the room right now watching on YouTube, we would be at 18 likes. We're only at 11. So there's 7 people being stingy with their like. Hit your like button for your boy. Let's go. Because if we can get to 20 likes early, then we can get to 30, 40, 50. And when you can hit numbers like that in a stream, it'll help with the recommendations to get more people to come through on the channel. I don't think people realize like the impact of the comments and the shares and the likes that can affect the channel. Again, if you want to be able to get recommended to randos that are just, randomly surfing, through YouTube and whatnot to come through their timeline, being able to get that support is really going to be crucial. So please like that button and smash that like button if you haven't done it already. Pitch is in the zone for a strike, 1-1 count. J.P. Crawford. Bottom of the third, 0-0. Canning to Crawford, 1-1 pitch. Pitch is low and into the dirt, 2-1 count. 18 singles, 6 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 home runs, including a grand salami. Get the rye bread and mustard, baby. Last night by J.P. Crawford to help us win 9-0 yesterday. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is outside, 3-1 count. Let's go, JP. 3-1 pitch to JP. Pitch is in the zone for a strike, 3-2 count. 3-2 pitch. Line drive. 1 away. Kyron Paris with the great defense there, making up for that error that he had in the second inning. 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Let's go, Josh. Had a double early on in the game already. Keep it moving, baby. Pitch is outside, 1-0 count. One for one with a double in the first, 281 average, 3 homers, and 10 ribbies. And he was the only Mariner that was batting over 300 within the first 20 to 30 games. So he's dipped a little bit, but he's still, sitting nice with that 281 average, considering we have no one in the starting lineup batting over 300 tonight. 2 for 4 this series for Hollywood. 1-1 pitch to Rojas. Connects on that one. Joe Adell is right there, 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, no fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Go, Julio. Let's go, J-Rod. First pitch to Julio, pitch is high and inside, 1-0 count. Fielder's choice in the first inning for Julio. Let's go, baby. Right, ends up. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss, big rip, 1-1 count. Batting .272, 4 home runs and 23 ribbies. 3 for 8 this series, though, for Julio. Doesn't have the home run power necessarily this year, but he's starting to connect on a lot of hard hit exit velo singles and doubles, which will take. It's the strikeouts, pop-ups, and ground-outs with no home runs. That's when it ends up being a problem. And that's what we were getting out of Julio at the beginning of the year. So he's getting better as the year is going on. And a lot of players in the Mariners will get better as the weather warmer comes around in June, July, and August. Big swing and a miss, 2-2 count. Come on, Julio. Bottom of the third, 0-0, 2-2 pitch from Canning to Julio. Jammed him. Off Calhoun, flipped to first, and he still got him. Damn it. End of the third inning, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Let's take a look at the stat line so far. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks for Luis Castillo. Take a look at Griffin Canning and his numbers so far. Griffin Canning, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 2 Ks. Both individuals with 2 Ks each. Nothing too crazy, but hey, at some point, something's got to give. Next up for the Angels here in the top of the 4th inning. Due up for Los Angeles, designated hitter, 1 for 1, Taylor Ward. Batting second, 0 for 1, first baseman, Willie Calhoun. And batting third, left fielder, Kevin Pillar. There we go. 6 more likes to get to 20. We're at 14. Let's get there. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. We got 41 people watching. Appreciate y'all. Let's go. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you're taking care of your mental health. It's very, very important. I know from personal experience, addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of us go through on the daily basis, or we've gone through them in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping a little bit into the darkness, make those minor adjustments to your daily routine. And if you don't have a daily positive routine, get one. Exercise, eat better, cut back on the partying, listen to music, go for a walk, spend time with pets and friends. You'd be really surprised if you can make these minor adjustments to your daily routine. It can help you get back on track and get you to win the day. Big facts. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Louise. 1-0 pitch to Ward, fouled back, 1-1 count. Ward is 1 for 1, the ground rule double. 267 average, 11 homers, and 44 ribbies so far here in 2024. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is outside, 2-1 count. Let's go, baby. Pitch is inside. 3-1 count. Come on, Castillo. Three-one pitch. Pop foul behind the plate. Count is full. 3-2 count to Taylor Ward. Appreciate that. The Dixon way. Thank you. And we just walked him. Fuck. Next up for the Angels, first baseman, Willie Calhoun. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Armand in the building. What's good? Phillies are really fun to watch. It's nice to be able to see them get hot in the beginning of the season instead of struggling early on and then getting hot late with Bryce Harper like they did a couple years ago when they made their run to the World Series. Philadelphia is a force this year, and I'm here for it. Great to see. Especially when you get all of the fans that are out there, not necessarily just bandwagon, but everyone, talking about Atlanta, everyone talking about the Dodgers and the Braves, right? People need to start talking about the Phillies a little bit more. And as we get past the All-Star break, I think people will. Again, especially with Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider out, that kind of takes them out of the equation. Then they still end up making the playoffs, yes, but they're not going to be as good, more than likely, than the Dodgers or the Phillies. Late in the year, depending on injuries, we have to see who's going to be hot and healthy, of course. And there may be injuries to the Dodgers and Phillies from now until that point. But again, if you have no Ronald Acuna Jr. and you got no Spencer Strider, I don't think the Braves are going to be able to make the World Series without those two key components in the lineup this year. They can still be good, but chances of the Atlanta Braves, making the World Series is, I wouldn't want to say slim to none. They could still do it, but it'll be a lot tougher now with no Ronald Acuna Jr. Facts. Pitch is inside. 3-0 count to Willie Calhoun. How are you feeling about Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider? That's tough, but at least on the Braves side, you got a lot of talent, top to bottom, 1 through 9. So there's going to be an opportunity for someone else to step up. But just the impact factor, of Strider when he's healthy, getting 10 to 12 Ks, or Acuna, getting 30, 40 home runs and 50, 60, 70, 80 stolen bags. I don't know if there's really another player that can do that, the same type of production that we saw out of those guys when they were healthy. But, it might be possible. But again, I think most Braves fans are realistic. They know that they can still get to the playoffs, but it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to be a champion at the end of the day without your two key components not playing. Big swing and a miss. Got him. There we go. I mean, how do you feel this year? Be honest. Do you think you can really win the World Series this year with those injuries? Not a couple years ago, but this year. Do you really think that you guys can make it to the World Series and win it all without those guys playing? I mean, anything is possible. It's not like the Braves are a shitty team. You know, they're always going to be a top 3 team in the National League with the Dodgers and Phillies. And then there might be some like rando team that comes out of nowhere like the Diamondbacks did last year. You know, and then we got Yankees and Orioles, Rangers and Mariners, and the Guardians. So, you know, as far as, you know, Mariner fans are concerned, you know, we're one of the top 5 teams in the American League. Braves are still one of the top 5 in the National League. But, you know, if we ended up losing like, you know, Julio and, you know, Luis Castillo, could we still end up playing well? Yeah, but it definitely is a big hit in the lineup. So, top of the 4th, 0-0, Mariners and Angels. Runner at first, 1 away, 0-2 pitch from Castillo to Pilar. Pitch is low and inside, 1-2 count. Yeah, but we also know, you know, with the Braves and the Dodgers the last couple years, they were really, really good in the regular season, you know, and then injuries, and they got a little cold with the pitching and the bats, and then they ended up getting eliminated, you know, by teams like the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. So for the Braves and Dodger fans, you know, they want to be able to be rewarded at the end of the day. They don't want to be the best regular season team. You don't get an award for that. You want to be the best team at the end, not during the regular season. And hopefully that'll stay true, you know, for the Braves and the Dodgers. So that way we can end up having an epic, you know, playoff run. And, you know, that as long as the Phillies don't have any major injuries, they'll be in the mix as well. Top of the 4th, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Runner at first, 1 away. And I got a lot of friends that are Braves fans, so I'm always keeping up to date with what's going on with them. 1-2 pitch from Castillo to Pilar. Pitch is outside, 2-2 count. Come on, Castillo. Pitch is outside, 3-2 count for Luis Castillo from the National League. Well, let's just hope that's not the Braves, right? If the Braves end up being the #1 regular season team, obviously you don't want to have that stat because then that means you're not making the World Series. So, but that is a pretty crazy stat. It shows you it's not about being the best team in the regular season. It's just like in the NFL, the NBA, and, you know, the NHL. It's whoever is hot and healthy going into the playoffs. And whoever is the hottest and the healthiest usually ends up winning it all. Not necessarily the best team. It's who's hot and healthy. You know, and if you end up having that hot streak and being healthy, you know, sometimes that'll overweigh the overall talent from top to bottom, you know, where you might have the best overall team, but if they're not hot and healthy and they're not in a good groove, sometimes if you overlook an opponent, you can get punched in the mouth early, and then all of a sudden you're down 0-2 in the series and you can't catch up. You know, you dug yourself in too much of a hole. So that's a crazy stat. You would think that in the National League, that one, dominant team in the regular season that wins 100 to 120 games would be able to just win it all. But unfortunately for you guys, that hasn't been the case. So, I mean, that's exactly what happened with the Phillies and Diamondbacks. I mean, the Dodgers and Braves the last few years have been the cream of the crop, but just, ran into teams that were hot and healthy and that were on a big run, and they just couldn't come back, unfortunately. And then on the American League side, I got much respect for the Baltimore Orioles. They're just like the Seattle Mariners. They're young and up and coming, right? You got the Rangers and the Yankees that are always going to do their thing. And then you can't sleep on a team like the Guardians. I don't think they're as good as the other four that I mentioned. But again, the Guardians, the Royals, the Twins, they're fucking sneaky. I feel like people take them for granted, but if you take those teams for granted, they'll punch you in the mouth and they can beat you. So, I'm not sure if you're going to get anything out of the Central, out of like the Brewers and the Cubs, as well as the Royals, the Twins, and the Guardians. I feel like the Central is the weakest division in baseball, the National League, and the American League. But again, with that being said, those teams, Brewers, Cubs, Royals, Twins, Guardians, you can't take them for granted, because if you do, you'll lose. And trust me, I've been a part of a lot of losses with those teams. So, top of the fourth, 0-0 Angels and Mariners. Runner at first, 2-2 pitch. Pitch is outside and high, 3-2 count. Morning, Megan. How are you? Yeah, I know some Mariner fans were happy to see him go, but we lost Kelenic, Eugenio Suarez to the Diamondbacks, and Teoscar Hernandez to the Dodgers. And then we brought in Jorge Polanco, Mitch Garver, and Luke Raley. And a lot of us were like, God damn, this is not good. You know, those three players are much better than the other three, right? He just missed it outside for a walk. But again, it also was about shaving payroll. And again, it was about Jared Kelenic's maturity. You know, obviously kicking the cooler and breaking his foot wasn't ideal. And, you know, he was the only good player for the Mariners, batting average-wise and hitting-wise in the first 60 games. But I wish him the best in Atlanta, just like I wish the best for Eugenio Suarez at third base for Arizona for the Diamondbacks and Teoscar for the Dodgers. Seems like each individual is finding their home and finding their way in their new home. But, you know, Jorge Polanco and Mitch Garver have been a failure, but at least Luke Raley for Jose Caballero to the Tampa Bay Rays has been a bonus. And we've gotten some good production out of Dylan Moore and Hollywood Josh Rojas, who came in that trade for Paul Sewald to the Diamondbacks for them to get their ass kicked in the World Series last year. But we ended up trading Paul Sewald for not only Dominic Canzone, but also Hollywood Josh Rojas and Ryan Bliss, and all three of them are in the starting lineup. So, and Sewald was great in the regular season, but man, he got fucked up in the World Series. And again, it's hard to be a solid closer game in and game out. Very difficult position, and I'm happy that we got Andres Munoz. First pitch outside to Joe Adell, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. Top of the fourth, runners at first and second with 2 outs, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Come on, baby. Settle in, Castillo. We need a double play. Actually, no, we only need a force out. We have 2 outs, not 1. Let's go, baby. We can get a nice punch out here. Yeah, I think we're going to win the division. You know, again, I just wanted us to be relevant, and when we ended up getting Julio, Cal Raleigh, as well as George Kirby, you know, in 2022, you could tell it was the beginning of something exciting. Nice big swing and a miss by Adele, 1-2 count. But I think that we should win it. You know, just like the Orioles and the Yankees, one will win, one will come in second place. And, you know, I think that we can beat the Rangers. And I'm not sure who's going to win, you know, between the Yankees and Orioles, but both of those teams are fantastic. The addition to Juan Soto with Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton is obviously something that is well noted. And with the Orioles, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, they got themselves a young, motivated squad, and I would love to be able to play the Orioles in the ALDS, ALCS either this year or in the future. Adele pops it up to Julio Rodriguez in the no-fly zone. There we go. We leave 2 stranded for the Angels. 0 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Angels. 0 runs, 2 hits, 0 errors for the Mariners. Let's go, baby. We need to get 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. Let's get it going, baby. Next up for Seattle, 0 for 1 with a K. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 0 for 1, first baseman, Ty France. And batting third, left fielder, 0 for 1, Luke Raley. Let's go, baby. Thank you with the like and the share for Megan. I appreciate that. Megan, Lauren, True North Trident, and Kendrick, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's see where we're at on the likes. Hopefully we've gained a few more. Hopefully we're close to 20 now. We're about an hour in. All right, we're at 17. We need 3 more people to smash the like button, and we'll be at 20. Thank you. We are at 18 now. Thank you to whoever that was. We need 2 more to hit the goal, and we'll be at 20. And then we can shoot for the secondary goal, which will be 30. Let's go. Let's go, Cal. Rainy, dreary day here in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to get a lot of rain here in Oregon and Washington for the next few days. They got the roof closed, and we're motivated. We want the brooms. We want the sweep. Let's go. Let's kind of amazing that the Mariners are playing as good as we are. 6 games above 500, first place in the American League West. We're a bottom 10 hitting team, top 5 pitching team, right? But on top of that, we are the number 1 strikeout team in the last 100 years. If you go back, to like 1901, and you have all the statistics of teams with the most strikeouts up to this point, we are number 1 on the list. So, pretty surprising that we're doing this well, being the number 1 strikeout team, not only in 2024, but of all time. We are number 1, and it's by a pretty good margin. So hopefully we can figure that out, and we can find a way to get 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits on a regular basis. And if we do, I really think that we can be one of the top 2 or 3 teams overall in Major League Baseball. Throw to first. Safe. Nice job by Cal Raleigh, baby. Let's go. Nice job, Cal. Nice hustle to first base, my guy. Exit velo at 58 miles an hour, but still ends up getting to first. Nice hustle by fucking Cal Raleigh. My boy. Next up, first baseman, Ty France. Let's go, Ty. I'm ready for a homer or an RBI. We got 50 people watching. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. 20 to 30 likes, 100 in donos. That's the routine for the NWSF. Often imitated, never duplicated for Mariner coverage. This average, 255, 7 homers, 24 ribbies for Ty France in 2024. Double play opportunity, throw to first. Got him. Shit. Nice double play there by the Angels. Fucking A. Way to end that rally that the Mariners were trying to start. Good defense there by Luis Rengifo and company. Next up for the Mariners, left fielder Luke Raley. So Luke, who's going to be the person that starts this off for us? Let's go. Luke shows bunt. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 count. 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second inning for Luke Raley. One of my favorite new Mariners. Since we ended up trading him away for Jose Caballero, we already had an abundance of second base, shortstop, and third baseman. And I like what Luke Raley is bringing. He can still get that average up. He's averaging 259, 5 homers, and 13 ribbies so far. But, he can play some good defense. He can rob some home runs. And every once in a while, he'll come up with a clutch homer that is unexpected. So maybe we'll get something like that here tonight from him. Last 17 games, 288 average, 4 homers, 7 ribbies with an OPS of 848. Chopper towards third base is foul. 1-2 count. Come on, Luke. Go, baby. Bring that electricity, baby. Let's go! Your boy called it. Let's go! Back, gone! Let's go! Let's go! Sometimes the sports gods just need to hear you say it out loud, and there you go. Luke Raley coming into the clutch. Solo dinger. 1-0 Mariners. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Thank you, sports gods. I was expecting the home run maybe a little bit later in the game, like in the 7th inning, but I'll take it in the 4th inning to give us that 1-0 lead. Let's go. Hell yeah. Trident's up, baby. Jacob in the building. What's good? Sometimes, you watch games, so often, and, you're watching every pitch, you're watching every game, and you can sometimes, feel like something's going to happen with a particular player, at some point in the game. And that might have been a little bit early, but I had a feeling that something good was going to happen for Luke Raley, and that one felt good. 1-0 Mariners. Luke Raley solo dinger to give us that 1-0 lead. Fuck yes. You lost to the Nats. I told you, man. The Nationals are one of those teams that, everyone thinks, they're dog shit, they're terrible, and then if you take them for granted, you'll lose. And that's what happened with the Mariners. We thought we were going to sweep them, and we only won 1 game out of 3, the last one, game number 3. So, You know, you never can take any opponent for granted, you know, even if it's the A's or the White Sox or the Nats, where you think, well, these guys suck. We're going to end up sweeping them. And then you think, well, we'll win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4. And then you start losing a couple and you're like, shit, hopefully we can win at least one. But that's how it goes in baseball. Anybody can beat anyone on any given Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, baby, including Saturday. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is outside and high to Garver. 2-2 count. Royals are going to be tough. We got them coming up too. Bobby Witt Jr., man. Ever since they switched him from third base to short, it's been a big uptick in their production. Salvador Perez is one of the most underrated catchers in baseball as well. Pitches into the dirt and saved there by O'Hoppe. Count is full. 3-2 count from Canning to Garver. Come on, Miach. We got to replace Mitch Garver out of the DH position. This guy just can't cut it, man. Sometimes you just have to, admit as an organization that you fucked up, that you overpaid for a guy. And we did that with Jorge Polanco, and we did that with Mitch Garver. But at least we got good production out of Dylan Moore, Hollywood Rojas, and a few others like Luke Raley to make up for it. There we go, Luke. Nice job. Way to get that electricity going to get us that 1-0 lead. All right, let's take a look at the stat line for Luis Castillo. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. So it's a little underwhelming as far as the Ks are concerned, but we got a 1-0 lead, and that's what fucking matters. And let's take a quick look at Griffin Canning's numbers, because we're not haters here. We want to make sure we're giving proper love and appreciation to both teams on every single stream. That's how it goes here. All right, so Griffin Canning, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 3 Ks. So almost a very creepy, eerily similar stat line. But again, obviously getting that home run from Luke Raley is the difference. Let's go. Griffin Canning, 2-4 record with a 5.08 ERA coming into the game. And Luis Castillo, coming into the game, started off the year 0-4. Now he's 4-6. So he's got obviously a 4-2 record after starting off 0-4, which was crazy. And his ERA is 3.28. But in this game, we got it down to 3.11. So maybe in one more good start, you might be able to get him into the high 2s, 2.90 ERA or something of that nature. That would be great for Mariner fans. Let's go, baby. Hell yeah. I knew that home run, some kind of big plays, something's got to give at some point or another. I'm glad that Luke got that for us. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. And if you're watching on Twitter/X, salute to you. And if you do have a Twitter/X account, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the stream on that platform. And like the stream here on YouTube for your boy. I appreciate it. It'll help us out in the algorithm and the metrics. Next up for the Angels in the 8-hole, 0 for 1, Zach Neto. Shows bunt. Rojas, barehanded. The Tide France got him. Let's go, baby. Hollywood, Josh Rojas with the barehanded grab. Throw to first. You know what he is? I'll tell you what he is. He is electric, baby. Let's go. Yeah, well, we're going to do our best, but, the Royals, the Guardians, and the Twins, like I was mentioning, they're kind of like the Brewers and Cubs. I think the AL Central and the NL Central are the weakest divisions. I think that as far as, like, the top-end talent, we got Orioles, Yankees, Rangers, and Mariners, right? But that doesn't mean that the Guardians can't surprise people, the Royals, or even the Minnesota Twins. And then you got the Braves and the Dodgers and the Phillies, right? That doesn't mean that the Cubs and the Brewers are bad, but more people would probably say that they trust those other top tier teams rather than the teams in the Central. But even though that the Central teams might be a little underrated and maybe a little bit overlooked, right, they can still pack a punch. And if you take those teams for granted, the Cubs, the Brewers in the National League, and the Guardians, the Royals, and the Twins in the American League, you'll find out when you play them. And a lot of times, if you overlook them, you'll end up losing. And that's happened to the Mariners, quite a few times over the past few years. 2-2 pitch to Paris. Pitches outside, 3-2 count. Oh, awesome. Have a blast, my guy. I still haven't got a chance to go to a Mariner game yet, but I am going on July 4th against the Orioles, baby. And I'll be trying to get a Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman ball, or a Julio ball, obviously, or Cal Raleigh when we go to the game. I'm so excited. Paris with a walk. Paris to first. Next up for the Angels, third baseman, Luis Rengifo. Luis is 0 for 2. Let's make it 0 for 3. Hopefully we can hit them into a double play here. Let's go, baby. Big swing and a miss by Rengifo, batting .320, 4 home runs and 17 ribbies. One of the studs on the Angels this year since Mike Trout has been out. I think Rengifo just got hurt. Ron Washington coming out to check up on him. I think something happened to his wrist right there. He's taking off his batting glove, squeezing his hand. They might have to send him to the locker room, to the dugout. So maybe something snapped or popped in his wrist, it looks like. Ron Washington looking with a lot of concern right there. Look at the swing again here. Nothing too crazy that you could see with the swing. He didn't get contact with the ball, just a nice follow through. But sometimes just with the grip, with the batting gloves on the bat, sometimes you can end up tweaking your wrist. And he's trying to shake it off right there. Ron Washington gives him a little dap to the chest, and it looks like he's going to fight through the pain. Hopefully Luis is okay. Mariner fans are not classless fans. I saw a poll, where they polled, a number of fans across the globe on who they think who's got like the nicest fans or the most educated fans, and the Mariners were towards the top of the list. You can't really say too much, about Mariner fans. We're really educated, we're really smart, we're very passionate, and we're never going to go over the top to be a hater. I mean, of course, there's always going to be bad fans of every organization in sports where they kind of give that particular group a bad name. But for the most part, I haven't really met too many asshole Mariner fans. And, we were in the gutter for 20 years. So if we can still celebrate our team as if we were making the playoffs every year by not making the playoffs for 20 plus years, I think that says a lot about us as fans here in the Pacific Northwest. Throw to second. Force out. Got him. There we go. 2 away. Next up for the Angels, 0 for 2 center fielder, it's Mickey Moniak. Megan with a tenor. I bet. Well, let's be honest, with the migraines and the injuries that unfortunately happen to you pretty often, it's usually like a toe or a wrist or an arm or a migraine, and I pray for you. I hope things get better for you as obviously the days go on. $10 holla, stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. And I imagine you are dealing with your wrist injury still to this day. Hopefully that'll get better for you. We're at 10, 90 to go. Appreciate you very, very much. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you as we go into the commercial break. I was going to send you something Kraken related based off a player getting nominated as one of the studs on the Coachella side. I'm not sure if you saw that post, and know you just woke up, but I ended up coming across my timeline, and I was going to send it to you, but I figured I would wait until a little bit later to see if you saw it. Pitch is high. You saw, okay. Like I said, everything that you see, I see. It just depends on if you're awake, and obviously being in a different time zone in a, different part of the globe, you being in Australia and here me being in Oregon, here in the Pacific Northwest on the west side. So, but very cool, to be able to see guys get recognized as being studs, even on the Coachella side, on the minor league side in the NHL. There we go. Nice run in by Julio. Him and JP share a laugh. There we go. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth inning. 1-0 Mariners. I don't have it, I don't think, anymore. I think I had it, and I'm not sure if I actually liked it or not, but I imagine it's on the Twitter/X side and on the Instagram side. So like I said, I had it, and then I think I refreshed my screen and it disappeared. You know how terrible that is when you see something cool and then you accidentally refresh your phone or whatever, right? And then all of a sudden you have this amazing post that you wanted to like and retweet or share, and then you refresh, and then you scroll, and you're like, shit, it's gone. And if it's not from the Mariners or the Kraken, let's say it's just from a regular fan, sometimes it's just gone because you can't remember who posted it. I hate when that happens, but I imagine it's on the Seattle Kraken timeline. If you go to Kraken on Instagram, Kraken on Twitter/X, it'll be there. So. All right, I got you. Two up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 in the bottom of the fifth. Right fielder, Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 0 for 1, second baseman, Ryan Bliss. And batting third, shortstop, 0 for 2 with a K, J.P. Crawford. And I'll squeeze in a few more once we go into the next commercial break. Let's go, baby. Stefan in some Fallout. You let me know if you want anything Mariner, Ichiro, Seahawk related. You let me know. I got you. Canzone popped up. Should be a routine play. Slide out to left. Millar running in. One away. Out number one for the Seattle Mariners. Next up, second baseman, Ryan Bliss. See if I can squeeze some in between batters here, too, if I'm slick. I got to work fast. Pitches outside, 1-0 count. Appreciate you. Next up in the box, Ryan Bliss, 0 for 1. Let's make it 1 for 2. Bliss, little chopper towards the pitcher, flip to first, 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, shortstop, 0 for 2 with a K, J.P. Crawford. Go, JP. Pitch is in the zone for a strike. 0-1 count. Let's go, JP. Nice grand salami last night to help us win 9-0 over the Angels. That felt good. Pitch is high and outside. 1-1 count. Castillo has pitched 77, so he'll go for one more inning. 77, 45 strikes, ERA down to 3.07. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, No earned runs, 2 walks, only 3 Ks, but we're ahead 1-0, so we're okay. No problem. Yeah, I'm on season 3 now of Sons of Anarchy. Like I said, I used to watch it a little, like here and there. But again, the only way to really understand what's going on is like keeping up with it as the series is going along. Little dribbler to first, and that's out number 3 for the Mariners. But I've been binging it, and I've been watching a couple hours every day. And I'm on season 3. I don't know what episode I'm on, and I know there's like 7 or 8 seasons. But such a great show. Such a great show. And once I'm done with it, I'll probably wait like 6 months, and I'll probably rewatch it again. So good. Primo with a $2 holla. Thank you so much, brother. And again, I usually send back and forth, stats to my best friend Justin, and then Reflect, who's a big part of this channel. And again, I don't want to bother or clog up anybody's timeline, with stats. But again, if you want me to be able to, occasionally send you over the stuff that I'm reading on a daily basis, let me know. And then if it ever gets to a point where, you don't want the stat, as much, all you got to do is just let me know. Because like I said, I only usually send them to, 2 people. Me, I read them, and then I send them over to Justin and then Reflect, and that's it. So, but again, I'll give you stats that you've never seen before, and I'm going to deep dive. And a lot of them are going to be not necessarily people that work for the Mariners. They're just hardcore fans that, are digging deep into the stat line. And they're, not necessarily associated with the MLB or the Mariners themselves. They just love stats as much as I do and Reflect and Justin. So, but I figured I would share that with you. Primo, $2. And I don't have a bunch, but usually every day after the Mariner game ends, I have about 5 individuals, men and women, that go deep diving on stats, and then I usually will share those 2 or 3 things daily. And it's usually no more than that. It's usually just like maybe the most in one day will be 4, if it's actually like worthwhile stats, but it's usually not more than 4 posts that I usually share with them. But they usually are very interesting, and a lot of times it's stuff that I didn't even know, you know what I mean? So I feel like not only is it educating me, and I do a lot of reading. I mean, I'm reading about 3-4 hours a day, watching film an hour or 2 a day on top of doing the stream. So I got you, man. Thank you so much for your support. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang, $2 holla. Appreciate you, Primo. Go Ams. No worries. I got you, my guy. And I'll end up sending them to you too. But if it ever gets to a point where you're getting sick of it, just let me know, and then I'll cut back on sending you as many stats. So I don't want to bother anybody. But if it comes down to, being a fan of the Mariners together and being able to learn things together that we never knew to make us smarter about the Mariners, and then you can pass that along to family and friends if they, didn't know, it's a nice conversation piece. But it's crazy, to understand like the Mariners are the number 1 strikeout team out of all teams in the last 100 years, and we're still in first place. It really is crazy. Popped up. I mean, think about the time and energy people have to go through these stats. That's why I respect them so much. That sometimes they have to make this post, but it might take them an hour to 2 just to come up with all the information and then to make a post about it. So, I want to make sure that I'm sharing and, going over those things for the hard work of those individuals that are coming up with that information. Top of the 6th, 1-0 Mariners. Next up in the box for the Angels, Kevin Pillar. Yeah, and I guarantee you'll get stats with me that they won't be bringing up. So, unless they follow the same people that I follow or do the research that I do. So. Big swing and a miss for Pillar. 1-1 count. feel like a lot of the statistics that have come up this year have been more like eye-opening and groundbreaking than in past years. Just like things that we're accomplishing this year. Pitching top 5, hitting bottom 10. Number 1 strikeout team, not only in 2024, but of like almost all time. Like in the last 100 years, there's no one that has struck out more up to this point than the Seattle Mariners. But with that being said, we are still 6 games above 500. We're 33-27. We're 20-11 at home, and we're first place. And a lot of people think that we're going to go deep in the playoffs. So just imagine if we could figure out the strikeout problems, if we could turn into a top 15 hitting team instead of bottom 10. Like shit, we could end up being the number 1 team in baseball. Like honestly, we could be right there with the Yankees, the Orioles, the Rangers, the Braves, the Dodgers, or the Phillies. Bang! Nice K by La Piedra, baby. Yes, sir. Nice 6 shutout innings by Luis Castillo. Let me know what you want to do for photos, my guy, and I got you. If there's anyone specific that you want to see, I got you. Let's go. Nice job, Luis. Aaron Moose comes out for that one. And it's not the most ideal day for K's, for Canning and Castillo. Luis Castillo, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Could be a little bit better, but again, if we're ahead 1-0, we'll take that. We still need more run support, but so far so good with that Luke Rayleigh solo jack just a few innings ago. Let's go. Let's see what other photos I can bring up here. Ooh, this is a really cool. Oh, it wasn't going to form. I was going to say there's a really cool collage. I don't know if it's going to come up though. Some of this stuff is just, it's not formatted. Some stuff is, going to fit and some isn't. But of course, when it, fits the screen, it's going to look much better. Appreciate you, Primo. Appreciate you, Megan. Sons of Anarchy, great show. All right, let me delete these, make some more room. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's go, baby. Next up, for the Mariners, 1 for 2, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Batting second, no fly zone, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, big dumper, catcher, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Hollywood. Had a double earlier in the game. Let's keep it moving. Hollywood. All the way back to the warning track, 1 away. Daniel in the building. What's good? Go M's. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Tridents up, baby. Come on, Julio. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Behind in the count, 0-2. Julio batting .271, 4 homers, 23 ribbies. Definitely behind the 8 ball. But again, as long as he's starting to see the baseball a little bit more, if that means less home runs and more singles and doubles, we'll take it. .02 pitch. Chopped it off himself. Count remains 0-2. Let's go. And if you're just tuning in, at the bottom of the 4th, Luke Rayleigh homered to right. 354 feet. Not really that monster home run that you would want, but still went over the wall to give us that 1-0 lead. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 0 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Angels. And if we can find a way to keep this moving and we win, we're going to get the brooms and we're going to get a sweep. Now, we haven't had too many sweeps this year. There goes Julio, I guess, with the check. 2 away. But we did sweep the Cincinnati Reds when we brought up Jonathan Clase, but we haven't had very many sweeps so far. We've had a couple opportunities, but it's very difficult to sweep a team 3 or 4 times in a row. Next up for the Mariners, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. First pitch to Cal. Pitches outside, 1-0 count. We need more run support and insurance than just 1-0. Rainy, gloomy day here in Oregon. But I'm having a blast. Let's go, baby. We got 51 people watching. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Love you. Appreciate you. Pitch is low into the dirt. Two-0 count. Chopper, right back to the pitcher. Throw to first, 3 up and 3 down. I'm gonna go with a throwback here for Primo. We were talking about 80s and 90s rap and how his son thinks that the rap back then doesn't match up to the mumble rap that's out now. I'm gonna hit you with a very vintage RBL Posse photo that you may or may not have ever seen. I love being able to go with the throwbacks. There's not a lot of people. I mean, unless you live here in the Pacific Northwest and you know who Selly Cell is or RBL Posse or anything that's involved with like E40 and obviously stuff that's, you know, in California from the Bay. But woo, let's go, baby. That one's for you, Primo. RBL Posse. Don't give me no Bammer. 1993 for this next one. Vintage. One more. That's why I love vibing from fans, you know, of different ages, of different races, different, you know, areas across the globe. You know, you never know what you might actually have in common with someone, even if you don't live in the same state or in the same region of someone. Let's go. Hope you enjoyed those. Castillo is still in. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. He's 88 pitches in. Indra is still rolling. Let me make some room, delete those. Next up in the box is Logan O'Hoppe. 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners with a Luke Raley homer a few innings ago. Pitch is outside, 1-1 count. Little ground ball. Throw to first. Got him. 1 away. Nice job by J.P. Crawford with that defense. Let's go, baby. JP, great defensive player. Love it. And I saw a stat line a day or two ago based on how many games he's played, but he's like one of the only players in the position that hasn't committed an error all season. Love that. Next up for the Angels, 0 for 2 with a K, Joe Adell, little dribbler towards third foul. And when Ron Washington made that clutch decision in game number 2, or game number 1, to actually have him pinch hit late in the game when we were up 4-0, Joe Adell came in and hit a grand salami to tie it up 4-4, but luckily we were able to get a Ty France homer late in the 8th to win 5-4 in game number 1. Pitches outside, 2-1 count to Joe Adell. Go, baby. 2-1 pitch. Fouled back behind the plate. 2-2 count. Take a look to see where we're at on the likes right now. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We got 50 people watching, 16 on the YouTube side, 35 plus watching on Twitter/X. They have no like button or comment button over there, so we are relying on the people on the YouTube side to come through. We're at 21 likes. We need 9 more to get to 30. Got him! There we go. 7 more to get to 30. Let's go. Thank you so much. Bob Piedro with another K. Mariner Moose comes out for that. There we go. Luis Castillo, 6 Ks, 6.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, only 2 walks, 6 Ks, 96 pitches in. Kind of pushing the limit with Castillo, but hey, as long as he doesn't fuck up here in this 7th inning, we'll be fine. And so far, so good. He looks good. And it's a decision that the manager has to make. Sometimes you pitch a guy too long. Sometimes you take a guy out too early. But so far, it looks like it's a good move. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is inside. 1-1 count. Next up in the box for the Angels is Zach Neto. 0 for 2. We're trying to make it 0 for 3. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Reflect in the building. What's good? And you know they trust him after going 0-4, right? And now obviously, being 4-6, being 4-2 after the horrible 0-4 start. And again, normally when you're already in the 80-90 range, you're out. But to have him go 1 extra inning, obviously you're looking at the bullpen and some of the struggles that they have had. So if you can pitch with Castillo here, then you can obviously go with Andres Munoz in the 8th or the 9th or just the 9th to kind of close it off to get the brooms, and hopefully we can get the sweep. 2-2 pitch, pitches outside, 3-2 count. How are you doing, Reflect? A little gloomy weather here today in the Pacific Northwest, but nothing would be better in this gloomy day to be able to get the brooms out and get the sweep. 3-2 pitch. Chopper, broken bat. Rojas to France. Got him! Woo! Let's go. Great performance by Luis Castillo. And again, sometimes Luis Castillo is going to look great, and other times he's going to look terrible. Sometimes George Kirby, Bryce Miller, and Logan Gilbert are going to look great. Sometimes they're going to look terrible. And really the only player that hasn't looked terrible so far, because he was injured at the beginning of the year, has been Brian Wu. He's been electric. And I hope not to see him play shitty at all this whole year. I know it's going to happen at some point, but so far it's been great in those 5 starts here on Lou Gehrig Day. Next up for the Mariners in the bottom of the 7th, 0 for 2, first baseman Ty France. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI, left fielder Luke Raley. And I had a feeling that Luke was going to go yard today. I thought it might happen a little bit later in the game, like around right now, like around the 7th, but he ended up getting a solo dinger in the 4th, which was great to give us the 1-0 lead. We need run support, baby. 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And then batting third, 1 for 2 with a K, DHing Mitch Garver. And if Garver can't figure it out, and Polo's already on the injured list, I think that we should substitute Mitch Garver from DH and just put him on the bench. As sad as that is to say, And we should be playing Mitch Haniger at DH or Dylan Moore at DH if they have the day off, because I think that I feel a little bit more confident with Dylan Moore and Haniger at DH rather than Mitch Garver. I don't know how you feel about that as well, Reflect, but again, we don't necessarily need those guys to be playing in the DH today. But again, how long are we going to go with a DH player that isn't playing defense? Because the whole point of having a DH is to be a designated hitter, not a designated I'm going to get out every time, and a guy that's not even batting 200. And also on top of that, it's not like he's getting a home run or a strikeout. There's a lot of ground balls and pop-ups. I just want to be able to get a player that can produce for us, even if it's not a traditional body size like a Jared Vogelback, a Mike Ford, or a Carlos Santana. But if you ask Mariner fans today if they would rather have any of those three guys or Mitch Garver, I would assume most would want those other three guys. Maybe not Vogelback because he's really hit or miss, but I think Carlos Santana or Mike Ford over, what we have right now with Mitch Garver would be a, kind of a thumbs up situation, but we'll see where it goes. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Smash that like button if you haven't done it already. We need 7 more to get to 30. Let's go. Glad to see Castillo have a great game. Unfortunate that we only have 1 run, but again, that's kind of the MO for the Mariners. We have a hard time being able to accumulate 5 runs and 7 to 10 hits. But once we end up getting to that point where we can do that on the regular, I honestly feel that means that strikeouts are going to go down. Obviously hitting and runs are going to go up. And if the pitching can get better, who's to say that the Mariners can't be one of the best teams in Major League Baseball, not just in the American League, but overall. We just need to make some minor adjustments. And again, we might be able to catch up to the Yankees and Orioles before the season ends. I still feel that we're going to win 90 to 95 games this year. So let's go, baby. Bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners. And if you're just tuning in, Luke Raley homered to right in the bottom of the 4th, 354 feet to give us the 1-0 lead. So far, only 4 hits total for the Mariners, but for the Angels, they only have 2, and they have an error. Great job by this guy right here today, and we can't lose this game. We have to make sure we win it for him. Next up for the Mariners, Ty France. And it's nice to see Ty France looking like the Ty France from 2022 when he was an all-star with Julio. Let's go, Ty. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is high. And outside, 1-1 count. They still got Canning out there as well. Pretty rare to have both pitchers pitching through the 7th inning. But Canning is only 79 pitches in, so that's why Castillo finished at 102. Pretty impressive. And the best part about Luis Castillo? Going into the game, he was 4-6 with an ERA of 3.28. After this 102 pitch performance and 60 strikes, his ERA is finally below 3, 2.99. That's my boy, Luis Castillo. Hell yeah. It might only be 0.01 off from a 3, but hey, 2.99 is better than 3. Throw to first, 1 away. There goes Ty France. Next up for the Mariners, left fielder, Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. Bring that electricity in the lineup. Go for another solo dinger. Let's go. But don't you feel that if we had Demo or Mitch Haniger that you would have a better chance to get a hit than with Mitch Garver? It's like I feel like even if Haniger and Demo were slightly hurt, they would still get a better chance to get a hit than Mitch Garver. It's like you're not. If you're batting 200 to 250, I'll give you some leeway. But we're already a third of the way through the season, and you're batting like 150. It's like, and it's like, I got it. You got 5 home runs, and you have 1 walk-off homer, which was one of the best finishes of the Mariners' top 3 finish so far this year. But you just haven't been consistent. And you're not playing everyday baseball. I'll just hit Luke Raley on the elbow. So I don't know. I just want to be able to have the best player at DH play, and if we got a lot of guys on the bench that are resting that could be offering some support, why not play Demo or Haniger, at DH if we're going to have like Dominic Canzone in right field with Luke Raley in left field and Julio out there in the no-fly zone in center. So But again, we kind of fucked up with the Polanco and Garv, but we didn't fuck up on the Luke Raley for Jose Caballero. And we've gotten great production, out of Rojas and Demo, which was maybe a little unexpected, but that's how it goes. The cream always rises to the top, right? Bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners. We need insurance, baby. I ain't talking Geico. Come on, Garv. 166 average. Terrible. Come on, my guy. He's 1 for 2 with a K. He did get a base knock where he ran it out the first, barely, but was safe. So that was a good effort, at least with him running on the baseline, and that's what I like to see. Luke Raley, 5 for 5 in stolen bags this season. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. We need to send Mitch Garver back to Texas. I mean, if you can't be an everyday player and you can't be a DH, there's no room for you. What do we play you as? Emergency catcher, backup catcher, I guess. I mean, you're probably a better catcher than Sebi Zavala. At least in the one start that we saw, you look pretty good. But bring back Mike Ford. Bring back Carlos Santana. Give me someone that actually can produce at DH. Pitch is low and outside, 2-2 count. I mean, we could probably say that Mitch Garver has been the biggest disappointment out of any Mariner on the team so far. He has had moments that, he was the hero, like that walk-off homer. But, I mean, the plays that have been amazing for him have been way too far and few between. 2-2 pitch to Garv, throw to first, to Raley, safe. I mean, he might get better as the, warmer weather comes around, but I'm not sure if I really see him with a spot long term with this Mariner ball club. There we go, Bach. Nice balk there, Raley. Obviously, this pitcher, Canning, worrying about Raley going 6 for 6 in stolen bags. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that, But again, you've seen other guys have, kids and, root out their whole entire life from one city to the next, and been able to produce better than that. So, that might be part of it, but I don't know. For me, I have to call it how I see it. And, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if he wasn't on the team long term because, like I said, he's just too inconsistent. You know what I mean? And again, if we got players that are sitting on the bench that could actually help us win and they're not playing and we're still playing this guy, at some point when we start losing, it's going to be a concern. Right now, it's not a concern because we're winning, right? So it doesn't matter. But it's like an empty, wasted, person at bat. It's like every time he's up, it's like no one assumes that he's going to hit, right? Everyone assumes he's going to pop up, ground out, or strike out. And that's not good, again, especially when we're trying to get better at not having all these fucking strikeouts. So hopefully, they'll make the decision. And again, I know it's political. It's, they paid the money. So sometimes, you have to play a guy based on the money that you paid. But honestly, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if we never played Polanco or Garv ever again. Like I said, Polanco's got more upside than Garv, but again, those are outsiders that came into our team. It's not like we drafted these guys. It's not like these guys were our minor league guys. These guys we brought over, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes you're going to be a better player on that former team that you were on. So. I mean, we can't say it's a full bust yet, but it's pretty close so far. I mean, we have to wait for a full season because we have to get into the summer months. And a lot of times when players suck ass in the first couple months, in April and May, and even usually the first couple weeks of June, a lot of these guys, when the warmer weather and that sun comes out, and you get vitamin C, the vitamin D, and all of a sudden you start feeling a little bit better. The players get a little bit more tan and they start feeling themselves a little bit more. And then sometimes the batting averages get up and the homers, start coming. But we'll have to wait and see if that's the case for Mitch Garver. But I'll give him this first year to see what we got. But so far with 60 games in, we're a third of the way in. So right now he's a bust in my eyes, and again, he's not playing every day. He's a DH and he can't even hit. So what's the point of having a designated hitter that can't hit? You're not doing yourself a favor as the Seattle Mariners. You need guys that can actually get on base and move guys over. And then obviously if you're going to strike out, you got to be able to home run when you're not striking out, like Mike Ford did, like Jared Vogelback did, like Carlos Santana did. But it's definitely the worst DH we've had. Bring back Edgar Martinez. Shit, Edgar Martinez at 60 years old probably could get more hits than Mitch Garver. Come on, Mitch. I want to root for the guy, but I don't really like his, if you're looking at his batting stance and the swagger, he lost confidence. There's no aura. There's no vibe. I don't know, man. I just don't think he's a fit for Seattle. But again, we'll see what happens here, after we go through a full year. And who knows, maybe when the summer months come around, his batting average will go up. Maybe he'll get hot, and maybe he'll end up being the hero for us and winning a few games for us like he did earlier in the year when we were down 1-0. Polanco got a single, came up, hit a 2-run blast, walk-off homer, and we won. And that's based off this photo right here. But again, if you're looking at his production, how many games has he had where, he played like this photo? Not many, and I get it. He's got 5 home runs, but again, the plays are just too far and few between for me. But I do hope that he gets better. I don't wish, anyone to be shitty for their whole life. I don't wish, anyone to be terrible. I want him to get better, but I just don't see it. I think that we got players that are much, much better. And again, if you're going to have Dominic Canzone playing right field, Haniger should be playing at some point, like DH or some kind of role, and then if Demo has a day off, put him there, and again, I know they don't want to hurt, Garb's feelings that, and they paid that money. But at the end of the day, if you're not producing, you got to make a change. Yeah, maybe. That could be. But I think it's safe to say right now, the biggest disappointment on the Mariners is Mitch Garver. If you ask any Mariner fan, I think they would agree. Like I said, Polanco hasn't really lived up to the expectations either. But I think that we have a little bit more patience for Polo playing shortstop or second base. But for Garb, if he's only DHing, designated hitter, and he's not playing defense and he can't hit, there's not really a lot to look forward to with him. Besides him being a backup catcher like third string, which he actually did pretty good a couple days ago. But all right, we're in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at first and second. Hunter Strickland into the game with 2 outs, seeing if they can get out of this inning, and the Mariners are trying to pour it on. Next up, the brand new Mariner with his first base knock of his career last night, Ryan Bliss. Go, Ryan. This. Go foul, go foul. Oh! Joe Adele jumping into the crowd, inside the crowd within the front row, but misses the baseball. That ball ended up landing in the second row, third row, but he dove into the crowd. That's a memory. As long as you didn't have your beer, there's all kinds of mitts right there too. And of course, no one with a mitt caught the ball. It's hilarious. These guys that bring mitts never catch the ball. It's always someone that doesn't have a mitt. They'll have a beer in their hand, a baby in their lap, and they'll still catch a ball barehanded. You get these guys that have mitts that can't even catch it. Pitches inside. 1-1 count. All 5 baseballs that I've gotten, I've never brought a mitt. But again, everyone's different. Some guys have a mitt and they can make an amazing catch. I've seen amazing catches with mitts. But it's just hilarious on how many people bring a mitt and then the ball is right there and they don't get it. You can definitely tell the people that played baseball and the ones that didn't. Bliss with the pop up. End of the 7th inning. We leave a couple stranded. 1-0 Mariners. Let's see who's due up for the Angels here in the top of the 8th. I want the sweep, baby. Get the brooms. Next up for the Angels, 1-for-1 with a base on ball and a throwing error to first. Second baseman, Kyron Paris. Batting second, 0-for-3, third baseman, Luis Rengifo. And batting third, 0-for-3, center fielder, Mickey Moniak. Let's see who the Mariners are going to be bringing in for Castillo. Oh my gosh, dude, if we had Mike Ford or Tom Murphy right now, I'd be like salivating. It's so much better than Garv, And I get it, it's like you're bringing in a guy that won a World Series and, brought in that World Series experience, but I don't think anyone cares. It's like we're trying to create our own memories here in Seattle. And a lot of times when you bring in a guy that ended up winning a World Series, they have this leadership, they have this aura, this swagger. But it's like the opposite for him. It's like he's the guy that's like the worst one on the team, struggling to try to find his way. It's like, he might have been a good piece for the Texas Rangers, but I don't really see it being a fit for us. I mean, even if his batting average gets better, I still think I would rather play Demo at, DH. I'd rather play Haniger at DH, Dominic Canzone at DH. Hell, I'd probably even play Jonathan Clase at DH and some of these other guys. It's just, sometimes you just got to admit that you made a mistake. But again, we haven't got into the summer months. Really, we just got into June. So we have to pray that things get better. And if not, hopefully Scott Service is smart enough to recognize this ain't working. And yeah, we paid the money, and there might be pressure from the front office to play him. But at the end of the day, if we start going on a losing streak, we have to make the adjustment to put the best player there. And if Dominic Canzone is going to play right field, put Haniger at DH. If Haniger's in right field, put Dom at DH. Or Dylan Moore at DH if he's not playing. I mean, it just makes sense. So that way we have 9 strong guys in the lineup, not 5 or 8, and then this one guy that's never going to fucking do anything for us. So. All right, we got Stanek in. And it's not like any of us in the room could do any better, but, obviously breaking down athletes and statistics and understanding how hard baseball is, it's not like we could do it or we could do any better. But the bottom line is, if you got guys on the bench that are better, you're not doing yourself a solid by putting those guys in. And it's still possible that, Haniger plays DH, goes 0 for 4, or Demo goes 0 for 4, but we're okay with that because we know eventually that they are going to be able to ramp it up. We've seen them do it. But it's like with Garv, has Garv even hit like 3 for 4 once this season? Has he ever actually had a good game yet besides the walk-off homer? Just little, things that I've been observing. I've had enough of Mitch Garver at DH. I've seen enough, We're already a third of the way through the season. We're 60 fucking games in. It took us 50, 60 games to figure out Mike Ford last year, but but I'm with you, man. I would have rather had Murphy, playing that spot or Tom, or any of those guys. Big swing and a miss, Stanek. Oh, yeah. Caballero, I would have rather have him at DH as well. It doesn't have to be this big, slow, lunky guy with tree trunks for legs that can't fucking run or defend, that only can hit home runs and strike out. You can always play like an everyday player that's a smaller guy, and get production. Like, I don't understand why, people assume that it has to be this way. Maybe it was that way in the 80s and 90s and as of late, but it doesn't always have to be that way. Hell, you could have a leadoff hitter type of player playing DH. I mean, who's to say it has to be a big, slow guy that has power in his arms and his legs only? We got to be able to change the game. 0-1 pitch. Stanek. Terangifo. Foul behind in the count 0-2. We're in the top 8. 1-0 Mariners. Let's go, baby. Terangifo 0 for 2 in the count here. Thank God we have a great minor league pipeline, because again, a lot of teams, if they would have paid that kind of money for Polo and Garb, it would hurt them dramatically. But we got so many great players waiting in the wings that even if some guys that we pay and it doesn't work out, it's not going to destroy us. We're very deep. And I'm very excited to see Montez and Ford and a few of these other guys come in, because they might end up stealing some spots from some of these other guys. And I just want to be able to play the best players that we have, whoever that may be. It's It's going to bring out the best in everyone when you have that type of talent and competition. Base knock right in front of Julio for a single by Rengifo. Two birds come out. Next up for the Angels, center fielder, it's Mickey Moniak. 0 for 3. Let's make it 0 for 4, baby. And if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We need 5 more to get to 30. Let's go. We're at 25. And we're at 10 on the donos. No, we're at 12 on the donos. 88 to go. Shout out to Megan and Primo. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Love you. Appreciate you. Top of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. Runner at first. 0-1 pitch. Outside by Stanek. 1-1 count. Stanek got one of the best mullets in Major League Baseball. Not very many people got hair like that. 1-1 pitch from Stanek to Moniak. Foul. 1-2 count. Be a great opportunity for a double play. And I don't know if you saw it earlier reflect, but Cal threw out another amazing batter at second base. I mean, he's got to be climbing up into the statistics. He was already top 5. He might be number 1 or number 2 now by defensive standards, by throwing guys out from the catching position. But it seems like almost every game he's throwing someone out at second base. Oh, that one hit Cal on the wrist. Jesus Christ. Hopefully he's okay. That pitch bounced off Cal's wrist there when the glove was twisted in the opposite direction. What a stud Cal Raleigh is. There we go. Static with the K, baby. Mickey Mo with the strikeout. See you later. Hit the showers, bud. Next up for the Angels, 1 for 2 with a base on ball and a K. DHing for Los Angeles, Taylor Ward. I want to be able to see what Montez can do, Harry Ford can do, Colt Emerson can do. I mean, there's so many pieces. It's crazy. I've never seen it this deep before, where you got guys that are in the minors that are going to threaten some of these guys that are in the major leagues at some point. Like, we are going to be super deep, and hopefully we don't get dumb and start trading away some of the pitching staff. I don't think we will. And, you know, if we were dumb, we would have done it last offseason, so I'm glad we didn't. And I'm glad we haven't traded away any of these prospects because, you know, you end up trading away guys like Colt Emerson or Harry Ford or Montez, and then they end up turning into Adam Jones. We're never going to forgive ourselves. You know, we have to make sure that we're developing these guys, you know, properly. You know, for the Tacoma Rainiers, the Modesto Nuts, and the Everett Aqua Sox, baby. How do I know all those teams? I don't know, but I do. Top of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. Runner at first, 2 outs, 3-0 pitch from Stanek to Ward. Come on, Stanek. You know, also picking up Bowman from the Orioles, you know, as a bullpen guy from Los Bomberos, I think it was huge too. You know, that could be a good asset for us, I think, moving forward. Rojas is there. Let's go, baby. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. Let's get some run support. Nice job, Stanek. All right, see who's at the top of the order. All right, we got a good part of the order. We can actually get some extra additional run support here if we're lucky. Leading off in the bottom of the 8th, 0 for 3 with a K. Let's make it 1 for 4. You hit a grand salami last night. It's our boy, J.P. Crawford. And you got on the thumbnail based off that grand salami last night. I had to do you some justice. Batting second, 1 for 3 with a double in the first. Third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. And batting third, 0 for 3 with a K. Center fielder, no fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Come on, Julio. You can go at least 1 for 4. Trident's up. Let's go, baby. Too many games for Julio being 0 for 3, 0 for 4. You know, if you're going to be a Hall of Fame type of player, come on, my guy. You know, and I know there's a lot of expectations and pressure to be like, you know, Griffey. Ichiro, Edgar Martinez, Alex Rodriguez. I mean, there's a lot of great, talented players that we've had in the past, and to be able to live up to the expectations of being like the Ken Griffey Jr. of this generation, I get it. It's tough, but you're nowhere near Ken Griffey Jr. You're nowhere near Ichiro. You're nowhere near Edgar Martinez. All you got to do is just worry about being the best Julio, and eventually, the numbers will, speak for themselves. Let's go. Let's go, JP. And I believe JP Crawford is the only player that has played shortstop and second base based on the number of games that he has played that does not have an error in Major League Baseball. I think he's the only one. I saw that stat line pop up like a couple days ago. Great stat line for JP Crawford, because you know what I love? I love defense, whether it be in the NBA, the MLB, the NFL, or the NHL, or college football. I love two-way players. Pitch there on the zone for a strike. 0-1 count to JP Crawford. Another pitching change here for the Angels. They're on their third pitcher. Moore is in the game. Matt Moore. Nice beard. Pitches outside. 1-1 count. Come on, JP. Be electric, baby. Pitches low into the dirt. Let's go, baby. .213 average, 4 homers, 15 ribbies for JP Crawford. But remember, he missed a month with that right oblique. So maybe the batting average would be a little bit higher. Maybe he has a couple more home runs. I don't know how many more, but probably a couple. He probably have like 6 or 7 if he played another additional month of baseball. Let's go, baby. Scotty Mack. Is this your first dono to the channel? $20 dono from Scotty Mack. If it's not your first dono, it's one of your early donos to the channel. Scotty Mack in the building, $20. Let me know what you want to do for photos. If you got a particular Mariner player, past or present, that you love, let me know in the chat, and I'll throw that up for photos once we go to a commercial break. Scotty Mack, you're the fucking man. Thank you for supporting. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Scotty Mack in the building. Go M's. You the man. I appreciate you. I work extremely hard on everything that I do on this channel, and I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to be able to produce a show on the fly by yourself. A lot of these other channels have 2 or 3 people working on the channel at the same time as the host speaking, or someone else is clicking the buttons and pulling up graphics and doing all those things. So thank you so much for supporting me, Paisley, my dream, and the NWSF. Often imitated, never duplicated. Love you. Appreciate you. Trident's up. Scotty Mack is a G. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. And plus, when I do this full time, I don't have any other income, coming in. So obviously I have to give it my all. And then I just have to hope that the people that are watching recognize, how hard I work, how hard I've worked to get to this point. It took me 10 years to go full time after having 2 or 3 jobs. And, like I said, I only feel like I'm about 1% in to the total journey. And again, anyone that supports me, you're not only supporting the stream, you're supporting my dream to be able to do this full time. So thank you so much. 3-1 pitch to Rojas for Moore. Crushes that one foul. Go Hollywood. Two drink minimum in the building. What's good? Big unit Randy Johnson. One of my favorite players of all time. I got a couple old school starting lineups here right in front of me. There we go. Take a walk. Good eyes by Hollywood Josh Rojas. I like it. Wish Julio had better eyes in the box. Next up, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up, baby. I can't have more photos of you than any player in the lineup for you to go 0 for 4, my guy. Come on now. Come on, Julio. Pitch is inside, 1-0 count. Batting over 400 in his last 8 games, but not a lot of home runs, but that doesn't matter. Just get a base knock. Move the runner over. Honestly, it would be a dream come true if I can get to a point where Julio actually takes walks. I don't want him to get hit by pitches like Ty France if he gets hurt, but if he can actually start like being so disciplined in the box where he ends up getting walked once or twice a game, and getting on base and then end up, stealing bags and then scoring, that will end up, giving us more runs long term than people understand. We got a lot of speed on the bags. Brian Bliss, he has speed. Demo got speed. Julio's got speed. We got a lot of guys with speed, not including Sam Haggerty. Obviously he's out for the year with the Achilles, obviously in AAA, but we got about 5 guys that can go from first to second or from first to third or second to home or first to home, if you just give them a chance. Stealing from first to second, second to third, and being able to drive these guys over. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. Runner at first. Matt Moore on the mound. Julio Rodriguez in the box. Pitches outside. 3-1 count. When's the last time you seen Julio in a 3-1 count? Let's be honest. 3-0 or 3-1. Almost never. It seems like almost every at-bat, it's fucking 0-2 count, 0-2 count. Takes a strike, fouls the second pitch off, and then he gets out. So let's see what he does here. That was probably a pitch he should have swung at, and he didn't. Now the count is 3-2. That's Julio's problem. He swings when he shouldn't, right? And then when he should, he doesn't. It's like you got to be able to find that right rhythm. Oh, I do. I do remember that. That's when we had the Giants and the A's in the World Series. Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, Carney Langsford, right? Walt Weiss, Dave Stewart. I don't even know how I remember all those names, but I do just based off collecting cards and watching. And then obviously Kevin Mitchell for the Giants, Will Clark. Your boy remembers the old school days. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. It's a miracle. Julio with a walk. And that's okay. I'd rather have Julio get to first with a walk rather than him strike out, pop up, and ground out. That shit gets frustrating. Like, I'm okay with him not hitting home runs anymore, but just get on base. Here we go. Yeah, that. I thought it was the beers. He said. All right, we got George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, and Brian Wu going against Mitch Spence, Joey Estes, and JP Sears. We have a very good chance of sweeping the A's, but again, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, right? Because we thought we were going to do that against the Nationals, and we lost the first 2 games and won Game 3 barely. But again, we swept the Reds. We haven't been able to sweep too many teams, but if we can sweep the Angels and then find a way to sweep the A's, that will start getting us ahead, of the Rangers and the Astros and kind of extending our lead in the American League West. And if we can keep rolling, right, we can catch up to the Orioles and the Yankees, the number 1 record in the American League. You got a favorite player, Scotty Mac, from back in the day? Are you a Griffey guy? Are you a Randy Johnson guy? Are you an Edgar guy? Are you an Ichiro guy? Are you an Alvin Davis guy? Are you a John Olerud guy? Are you a Tino Martinez guy? Are you a Chris Bosio guy? I mean, do I need to keep going? I don't think so. Are you a Dan Wilson guy? But let me know, and I can throw up some photos. But in the time being, I'll throw up a couple legends. That's what happens when you collect cards and magazines and sports memorabilia. Everything that I collected and everything I remember from 5, 6, 7 years old, I still remember, and I'm 42. So. You'll never see another big unit Randy Johnson ever again. Blessed that he was a part of the Mariners, and we got to be able to experience what that was about. Even though he was on the Expos, went to USC, then went to the Expos, then the Mariners traded for him, right? Then after that, Ended up going to the Diamondbacks and the Yankees, and ended up having a few other teams that he played for. But I never, ever will forget what Randy did for us. That's a stud right there, too. This is the type of DH that we need. Can we ever find another Edgar Martinez ever again? And Edgar Martinez should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer as soon as he was available to get voted in. You think you're going to ever find a DH better than Edgar Martinez ever again? Hell no. I think people are sleeping on how good he really was when he was playing, especially in the steroid era. We were lucky enough to have some of these legends and GOATs that never cheated. Griffey, never cheated. Randy, never cheated. Edgar, never cheated. Ichiro, never cheated. A-Rod, he's not a Mariner. We already know he cheated. That's why I don't include Alex Rodriguez. That will be the only superstar that will not be in my top 5. I don't even acknowledge him as a Mariner. D-bag. That's what he is. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. And he's a terrible announcer, too. But I know there is some old school Mariner fans that love Alex Rodriguez. And, if you're one of those individuals out there that loves him, that's fine. But a lot of us, we don't claim him as a Mariner. We appreciated the talent that he had coming in. He was a great player, a young player. But then once he took that 10-year, $250 million contract and went to the Rangers, anyone would have taken that contract unless they were loyal, right? But everything went downhill for him after that point. The people that he was mingling with, the people that he was friends with, and obviously with all the steroid and PED use. And then the denying the allegations when we all knew he cheated. So, if you're a liar, you're a liar. He's not my boy. I think I only own one piece of memorabilia of A-Rod. I have one of those pins, that have the faces of the player back in the 90s. And it's just because I have the whole set. Oh, Cal! Back, foul. But I have the set. It's Griffey, Randy Johnson, and I think A-Rod. But I think that might be the only piece of memorabilia of A-Rod that I have. Yes, I do remember that. Great stuff. Let's go, Cal. I mean, if A-Rod didn't cheat, right, I don't think a lot of us would be, as butthurt. And it wasn't that just he left, it's what happened after he left. I mean, a lot of guys aren't going to pass up 10 years, $250 million. It was the biggest contract, in sports at that time. Cal struck out, right? But again, it's all the shit that happened after. I'm not angry with him that he left. I could care less. We've had a lot of guys that had talent that we either traded away or decided to leave on their own, But I think it's just the fact with all of the cheating and the shit that he has said in the media, and obviously when he was playing and when he wasn't playing, that's the reason why a lot of people don't like him. So. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Seattle. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. 0 for 3 today. Let's make it 1 for 4. 253 average, 7 homers, 24 ribbies. Ty France. Dribbler. Run, Ty. Yes. Base is loaded, baby. That's a little bit of luck right there by Ty France. But we'll take it. France safe at first on a fielding error by Neto. And guess what? We have an opportunity for another grand salami by left fielder Luke Raley. Solo dinger to give us the 1-0 lead. How about a grand salami to give us a 5-0 lead? 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. Sports gods, you listening? I know that's asking a lot out of Luke Raley. He already hit 1 homer, but why not hit another one? Or get an RBI so that way we can at least get to 2 to 3 and have a little bit of insurance as we go into the 9th. Let's go. Pitches outside, 1-1 count. You know what the best promotion in baseball is right now? Is that they throw those hot dogs, right? They throw the hot dogs from the top of the stadium, in the little parachute. That is the best thing in sports right now. I want to go to a Mariner game and I want to get a hot dog. Oh, he hit him on the butt cheek. And then we get a free one, baby. There we go. I love it when guys get hit in the butt cheek and we get a free run to come in. Hit by pitch. Rayleigh going to first, bringing in a run. 2-0 Mariners. I mean, I would have liked a grand salami in that situation, but if you're going to get hit in the butt cheek or the back of the leg, back of the thigh, we'll take it. Looks like it was a little bit lower than the butt cheek, maybe hamstring area, but we'll take it. There we go, Luke. Just get some ice on that leg. Next up, DH for the Mariners. 1 for 3 in a K. Mitch Garver. Come on, Mitch. Be a hero. Give up the glute for the run. 2-0. Scotty Mack loves it. Let's go. Now, there's a lot of guys, speaking of A-Rod, that I like a lot more, even if they only had limited time with us. Tino Martinez, John Olerud. And I think one of the underrated Mariners, whether people want to admit it or not, you can look at a lot of the stats, Kyle Seager. Kyle Seager, would definitely fit in with this team very, very well, just like Felix Hernandez. And obviously, Felix didn't get a whole lot of run support either. But I feel if I could pick 2 players that have played on the team within the last 10 to 12 years to add to this team, those would be the 2 that I would pick. I'd pick Felix Hernandez and definitely Kyle Seager. And just what a shame that Seager ended up walking away from the game. He would be a great fit on this Mariners squad. I love Kyle. Like I said, I even got one of those little mini bats at one of the games with his image on it. And if I didn't like him, I never would have bought it. I always thought, obviously Corey is known as the better Seager, and him being Mr. October, right? Like Reggie Jackson last year and helping them win the World Series for the Rangers with Adolis Garcia. I get it, but I think that, if you really look at what Seager was able to accomplish with the Mariner team that really wasn't that good overall, was pretty outstanding. Pitch right down the middle for a strike to Mitch Garver, 3-1 count. Bottom of the 8th, bases loaded, 2-0 Mariners. Mitch Garver, 1 for 3. Let's go. But I always was a big fan of Kyle. I know most people were. Pitch in the zone, but low for a strike, 3-2 count. Come on, baby. I don't expect you to do something like this, like some grand salami, but, that would definitely give us a better perception of you. Get an RBI. Don't strike out. Garv! Yes! Woo! Go, go, go! That'll score 1. Go 2. Go! Go! Well, I guess when you have to be critical of an athlete and you have to be able to talk about how much you don't like them and how much they're struggling and how much that you want to replace them, then the sports gods listen to that information and they say, you know what? He has been shitty, but we'll give him an opportunity to have a 2-hit day and to be able to clear them all. What a guy, Mitch Garver. There you go. This is the Mitch Garver that we paid for from the Texas Rangers, baby. Let's go. A 3-run RBI double for Mitch Garver. Attaboy. Yes. I mean, sometimes we got to be critical, right? We have to badmouth some of these guys once in a while to get them to improve their statistics, right? I mean, think about it. I mean, how many games Mitch Garver did nothing. Finally, something. Sports gods, hey, listen, man. There we go. Finally, man. Because you got to think, let's be honest. Who's been the biggest disappointment on the Mariners so far? Mitch Garver, by a landslide. There's no one else that you could really put in the same category except for maybe Jorge Polanco. Those would be based on what we paid and based off expectations coming in, right? Those guys were supposed to be much better than what we got so far, right? So it's nice to be able to see, because I can't sugarcoat shit. If a player's playing like shit, what am I supposed to say? Oh, he's an all-star. He's great. He's been terrible. He's had a couple good games for us, but thank God he ended up coming around. Good for him. Good for the M's and good for us. That magic number, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. And he came up in the biggest way. He came up in the biggest way. He didn't even just score 1, right? I mean, the best case scenario would have been a grand salami. right? But other than that, that was the second best thing that could have happened. A 3-run RBI double or a 3-run RBI triple. Nice job. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Thank you so much. I would agree, Luis Urias, but there was no expectations of him being a good player. That was just another guy that we had on the roster. It wasn't the same, as Polanco and Garb because we paid big money to bring them over. With Urias, it wasn't really, it wasn't like this high-profile deal where we ended up paying this shitload of money and we needed results immediately. With Luis, it's just like there's a guy, and has he produced the ability that we thought? Because I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to be that good. I knew he wasn't really going to play. When I saw Luis initially, like on the depth chart, I thought that this guy was just a backup. He wasn't ever going to be a starter. You know what I mean? So with that being said, he has been a disappointment as well, but not as much as Polo or Mitch Garver. But thank God Garver's starting to heat up here. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate you. $5 holla. Megan with a tour. But that is a good observation by Lauren with Luis Urias. Hasn't been really that good either. But again, I usually do it based on it, like the money, the expectations, of coming in and whatnot. But you are correct. Luis has been a little bit of a disappointment too, even as a backup player. $2 holla, stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $2 holla. Antlers up. Do the moose dance. Lauren with a $5. Appreciate you. It's a great day to be a Mariner fan. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. And I know all three of you probably want Mariner Moose, so let's cue up the Muse. Let's cue up Maurice the Moose. Let's do it. Randy, Edgar, Maurice. Let's go. But sometimes, we got to be honest, right? We can't, give guys special treatment. We have to be able to be honest. And when guys are good, they're good. And when they're bad, they're bad. And then if the sports gods hear us talking about how shitty they are, sometimes they'll give a little bit of magic to turn shit around. And that's really good. And not only good for Mariner fans and good for us in the room, but you know who it's the best for? Mitch Garver. Because then hopefully it'll gain some confidence when he's at, his DH at bat. And maybe he'll be a little bit better going into June. So that's who it's going to benefit the most, Mitch Garver, and his confidence and his swagger and his overall ability. Good for him. I'm happy for him. I don't like, talking bad about a guy, but sometimes you have to be able to, talk about it for him to get better. Sports gods need to know who you're not happy with, right? We can't all act like it's been peaches and cream with fucking Mitch Garver and Jorge Polanco, because it hasn't been. Five runs, 7 to 10 hits. That's that magic number. There it is, baby. Let's go. Next up in the box, Ryan Bliss. 0 for 3. Let's make it 1 for 4, baby. Let's get an RBI out of Ryan. Got his first Major League Baseball hit last night. Go, Ryan. One-0 pitch from Suarez to Bliss. Pitch is high. 2-0 count. One thing I did notice about Ryan Bliss and a lot of the young players coming up, they have pretty good discipline at the plate. A lot of the young guys, aren't going to be, rushing to, strike out, and they're not rushing in the first 2 pitches. And I like that. Be patient in the box. Pitch is outside on the corner. Could have been a ball, but called strike, 2-1 count. Angels are on their 5th pitcher. Canning, Strickland, Moore, Garcia, now Suarez. Two-one pitch. Pitch is outside, 3-1 count. Oh, God, Colton Wong. La Stella. God, think about all the guys that we fucking were trying out at DH last year. It made me pull my hair out, but I don't have any. And then finally, we figured out Mike Ford, big swing and a miss by like game 50 or 60. And then he got hot with a couple games where he hit like 2 jacks in a game and started looking good. I believe he had one game against the Angels where he had 2 and started kind of getting hot and whatnot, but we'll figure it out. Colton Wong. It was the Wong move. It's the Wong move for any team. I don't even think he's in the major leagues anymore. I think the last time I saw, he was called down to AAA on the last team that he was on. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. There goes Bliss. But the damage is done. And thank God we have a hero named Mitch Garver that we can actually be pleased with. Let's get some Mariner Moose up here. Go, baby. Great day to be a Mariner fan, let me tell you. Go, baby. Go M's. 5-0 Mariners. Back-to-back shutouts. Let's go. And we're going to have a great opportunity to get another sweep in the next series. We got A's on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Royals will be very difficult Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we got the White Sox, one of the worst teams in baseball, on the 18th. What is it? We got it on June 10th, 11th, and 12th, and 13th. Then we got the Rangers. That'll be tough. Guardians will be tough. And then we got the Marlins at the end of the year, which would be decently easy, you would think. So half of the series this month are going to be quote-unquote easy or easier. And then the other half are going to be very difficult that we're going to have to bring our A game. But I like our chances of getting a little bit more of a lead on the Rangers and Astros this month. Shit, we'll just leave the Mariner Moose jumping up and down. Popped up. And obviously, they're not wasting any time with Andres Munoz. They got Bowman in, obviously, from the Baltimore Orioles. And this piece right here by Bowman coming in could be a real solid piece that no one is talking about yet that could really pay dividends, especially if Stanek and some of these other guys end up being a little untrustworthy. I hope, Bowman can get it done. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes. I agree. Throw to first. One away. Top of the ninth. One out. Next up for the Angels, 0-for-2 with a K, Kevin Pillar. Batting 5th in the order. 0 for 2 with a K. Pitch is high, 1-0 count. Hit by a pitch in the second inning. Let's go, Ams. Let's go, baby. Bowman, 1-1 pitch. And luckily for Sauce, when he gave up that grand salami to Joe Adele, we came back with Ty France with a homer in the 8th to win the game. But I know Sauce is definitely still shaken up, by that. And he might be the most unreliable guy on Los Bomberos, Taylor Saucedo. But again, we're going to need everyone. We're a team, right? But again, I just, there's some guys in the bullpen and the guys on the pitching staff I trust, and there's other guys that I don't. And it shows you how important guys like Matt Brash and Santos are. And it sounds like we're going to get Santos back pretty soon, but Brash is out for the year. Can you imagine if we had Matt Brash this year, how many more wins we would have? Probably at least 3 to 5 more wins if Brash was playing this year, because then we wouldn't have to go to some of these other guys so early. Something to look forward to in 2025, let me tell you. Top of the 9th, 5-0 Mariners. 2-2 pitch to Pilar. Pitches outside and low. 3-2 count. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. 0 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Angels. Love it. Chopper towards third, foul. Yeah, I did see the report. There was a lot of them that liked him and liked what he brought. And anytime you end up being on a solid team like the Orioles, that might be a team that we have to get past in the future, maybe even this year, to make it to the ALDS, ALCS, or World Series. So I feel like as far as young teams are concerned, the Mariners and Orioles are the up-and-coming teams, in the American League or maybe overall in baseball. You got Yankees, you got Orioles as far as top teams. You got the Mariners, you got the Rangers, and you got the Guardians, Royals, and Twins. And on the flip side, you got the Braves, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Cubs, and the Brew Crew. So, we'll see what happens. But I like what we're seeing, with the direction of where these American League teams are going. (33-27). Let's go. At some point, we're going to be 10 games over 500. Probably at some point in June. It wouldn't shock me one bit. And if we're really, really lucky, we might be able to get all the way up to like 12 games above 500 and then never look back. And then, if we end up losing a series, then we can make it back up in the next series. But again, there's a lot of winnable games. A's, we could sweep them. White Sox, we could sweep them or win 3 out of 4. But again, the key ones are going to be the Royals, the Rangers, the Guardians. Those are going to be tough. And the Twins at the end of the month. Those are going to be difficult. We don't play very well against the Twins and the Guardians, but if we play at home, it's much better than playing on the road against those teams. I feel like when we play on the road in Cleveland, Kansas City, and Minnesota, we suck. But when we play at home, we can beat those teams. So we'll see where it goes. 0-1 pitch to Logan O'Hoppe. Chop towards third base, foul. Top of the 9th, 5-0 Mariners. Runner at second, 1 away. Oh for 2 with a base on ball for a K for Logan O'Hoppe. 0-2 pitch from Bowman to O'Hoppe. Pitch is high and outside, 1-2 count. There we go. Throw to first. Wow, shit, where was that? Where was that to? Jesus Christ. JP Crawford, the blunder. First error of the year. Fuck. After I said that he had no errors up to this point out of any player at the position, and then fucking throws an error. Fuck. JP, what happened? Let's try to put a little extra on that ball. over the Francis Mitt. Well, that sucks. Well, now every player at that position has at least one error. JP was the last player in Major League Baseball with that position that didn't have an error up to that point. Now everyone's got at least one. Fuck. Next up for the Angels, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Grand salami in game number 1, Joe Adele. Let's not let them come back into this game, damn it. .203 average, 11 homers, 27 ribbies for Adele. Come on, Bowman, damn it. End this game. Double play. End it. A little dribbler up to second. Have JP make up for it. 1-1 pitch. Pop foul. 1-2 count. Come on, Mariner. Keep fighting. I would love the shutout. Back-to-back shutouts would be great. Yeah, I must have jinxed them. But I mean, we go over so much stats on every stream, more than any other stream, that eventually some things are, records are going to be broken and bad shit is going to happen. But also good shit will happen when we bring it up. There we go. Joe Adele, sit down. He strikes out. 2 away. There's going to be a number of things that will go in our favor, and there will be things that don't go in our favor. I mean, especially if we're talking about a little bit of everything on every stream. So. All right, 1 out away from a victory here. Hopefully this is the last at bat. 0 for 3, shortstop Zach Neto. First pitch for a strike, 0-1 count. Let's go, baby. Shit! And that brings in a run. What a hit by Neto. Single to center. Pilar scored. O'Hoppy to second. Fuck, Bowman. Damn it. Oh, I wanted the 5-0 finish, damn it. After that 9-0 finish. Next up for the Angels, second baseman Kyron Paris. Oh, now they're going to bring in Matt Fife. Pinch hitting. Don't get any ideas, Thice. I don't need to see no fucking big plays here. Pitch is low in the dirt. 1-0 count. Come on, Mariners, focus. Shows you how important pitching is in the bullpen. How everything can just be easy, breezy, cover girl, right? And everything's great. And then all of a sudden, you can have a couple hitters, get on base, or you walk a couple guys, and, all of a sudden a big win can turn into a disaster. Grab it! And there it is! What a catch by Rojas in foul territory. Final score, Mariners 5, Angels 1. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Let's go, baby. And the Mariners got a day off tomorrow. And when the Mariners win, we dance. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Let's go! Hell yeah! Great job by Luke Rayleigh and a great job by Mitch Garver today. Let's go. Nice sweep. Get the brooms out against the Angels, baby. Good stuff. Hell yeah. Couple sticky moments by Bowman there late in the game, but it is what it is. Let's go. Ooh, that's good. That is good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, we are. All right. Hope you feel better. Get better with that cold, my guy. Go M's. Well, I appreciate everyone coming through, liking the stream, donating, sharing, smashing that like button. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Final score, Seattle Mariners 5, Los Angeles Angels 1 with the sweep. And I'll be back tomorrow, even though we don't have a Mariner game. I'll see what we got on tap, either an NHL stream. NBA Finals doesn't start till Thursday, I believe. So it'll maybe be, I'll look at the schedule to see what we got going on. But we'll be able to soak this one in. And shout out to Mitch Garver. You know, obviously, including myself and a lot of others have been very hard on him, deservedly so. But it's always nice when you're hard on a guy like that, and then they can come through in a major way with a 3-run RBI double to help us win the game 5-1. Salute to you, Mitch Garver, and salute to you, Luke Raley, for getting that solo dinger in the fourth to get us on the board. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Leeds Castillo with a great performance as well. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Got it.